But Bankrate Stephen Cates says it'll come with a warning about the recent government shutdown, the longest in U.S. history.
This is not something that we want to be repeating really ever again. This is a bad situation for the Fed. It's a bad situation for corporate America.
And reason being, he says the Fed must make a decision about interest rates without inflation numbers and hiring data, which were not gathered during the shutdown. The political fallout continues here in Georgia after a federal judge orders the state prison system to once again provide hormone therapy for transgender inmates. Judge Victoria Marie Calvert says the state law denying the care violates the constitutional protection against cruel and unusual punishment. State Senator Randy Robertson sponsored the initial bill and says he is not very happy about the ruling.
The Department of Corrections has issues related to lack of policy, lack of direction in certain areas. Whether we love it or not, it's our responsibility to take on that challenge.
And the state plans to appeal. President Trump says the U.S. military's focus on drug traffickers could expand to Mexico and Colombia as well. So far, more than 20 suspected drug boats from Venezuela have been hit by U.S. forces in recent months, killing almost 90 people. It's part of a military buildup in the Caribbean against Venezuela, which correspondent Charlie D'Agata says comes with a rising price tag.
11 warships deployed to the region have cost over $200 million. And those B-1 bombers that have flown out of the U.S. to buzz the Venezuelan coastline, $173,000 per flight hour.
Now, Mexico's president has warned that her country will not accept intervention from another country, even the U.S. An HBO Max subscriber files a lawsuit to try and stop the mega merger between Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery.
Michelle Fendelander, who lives in Las Vegas, claims the nearly $83 billion deal would create an anti-competitive environment in the industry, degrade and diminish services, and raise the price of subscriptions.
And Deborah Rodriguez reports the lawsuit wants a judge to either stop the merger completely or offer a remedy for the fallout. Paramount Skydance this week made a hostile takeover offer for Warner Brothers movie and TV business. And a WSB News about your health, a new warning this morning about energy drinks' effect on our blood pressure. A report in the journal BMJ says the drinks could raise the risk of stroke. It highlights the case of a healthy man in his 50s who suffered a stroke while drinking about 8 cans of the drinks each day. It says when he kicked the habit, the blood pressure returned to normal. Study pushes for tighter regulations on energy drink sales and advertisements. It's 9:03. Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center and smile on Mark McKay.
All right, Judd, starting to see some improvement as you roll out of Coweta into South Fulton County. Still delays, though, through Fairburn. It was a crash that lingered way too long in Union City in a couple of left lanes of 85 north at Flat Shoals Road, exit 66. That has since cleared. What hasn't cleared is the vortex of trouble across the northern suburbs, especially I-75 and 575 at Chastain Road. 75 southbound got a left lane blocked at Chastain Road, exit 271, and a left lane taken out of Woodstock. 575 southbound past Bell's Ferry before Chastain Road. Latest in downtown, midtown Atlanta, Ashley Frasca.
A crash in the HOV lane didn't last very long on the connector 75-85 northbound before Peachtree. Pine Street. Atlanta Police and Hero held all lanes, cleared that to the shoulder, but it is a slow ride up from 166 Langford Parkway. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies, breezy today. Wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. The afternoon high is 56. Chilly for tonight, lows in the low 30s. Trending colder tomorrow with sunny skies, high 49, and back into the upper 50s by Friday.
It is 37 degrees right now in Stone Mountain, 38 in Austell, 38 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome to a chilly but yet jam-packed edition of the Mark Arum Show. So much to talk about today. We're going to recap President Trump's speech in Pennsylvania last night. Going to get some new Ghislaine Maxwell grand jury testimony. A judge officially released that. Will we uncover new sordid details when that is released? Kim Commando's going to join us live. We're going to talk all things tech with her. Deborah's got another pair of tickets to give away to see Barry Manilow January 16th, the Gastown Arena. Going to give those tickets away in in about an hour if you're a big Manilow fan like I am. I want to start, though, Deborah, today on the show previewing or recapping what we previewed yesterday. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth meeting behind closed doors with the Gang of Eight, and we assumed that narco boat strike of September 2nd came up. We did hear from Senator Chuck Schumer after the meeting.
It was a very unsatisfying briefing. I asked Secretary Hegseth, Secretary of Defense Hegseth, would he let every member of Congress see the unedited videos of the September 2nd strike? His answer, we have to study it. Well, in my view, they've studied it long enough, and Congress ought to be able to see it.
Covering the story and joining us live from the nation's capital, Torian Small from CBS News. Torian, good morning. As always, appreciate your time.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Chuck Schumer apparently not impressed with that classified briefing with Secretary Hegseth yesterday. What, if anything, did we learn that happened behind closed doors?
Well, listen, going into this, Republicans and Democrats were looking to get clarity, especially considering there were conflicting reports around those strikes that have been happening. The justification for the Trump administration is that the president has designated that these are narco-terrorism or terrorists, so the president has the authority to confirm or approve of these lethal strikes. And we also saw, based on reporting from other outlets at first, the Trump administration and Secretary Hegseth really put the blame at the September 2nd strike on Admiral Bradley. He testified before lawmakers behind closed doors, and then Hegseth's meeting with lawmakers, the Gang of Eight or so, was really to lend more credibility, but also to answer those questions. Coming out of it, though, we're hearing lawmakers say they want Hegseth to testify in an open hearing so the public can also be made privy to these conversations, because all we're really getting outside of this, because they're private conversations, are the interpretations of lawmakers. And it's been pretty varied considering Republicans stand behind the president's mission, and Democrats are saying that this is bordering on illegality that we're seeing from the administration.
Varying opinions is a polite way to put it. What are the odds, though, Torian, that we do see the secretary in an open briefing where the United States citizens can hear the questions and answers?
Well, it depends on what the pressure campaign looks like over the next couple of weeks, especially leading up to the midterms next year. I would imagine it would behoove the president to give the green light to his Secretary of Defense to do so if there's this intense pressure campaign to get more transparency around the video. The president initially said, when asked, that he would be open to the idea or supportive of all material being released on this, or video evidence being released on this, instead of just the segmented video we got on that September 2nd strike. The president has since walked that back, and Hegseth hasn't indicated that he's willing to do so. But if there's a more bipartisan push, and lawmakers, especially leadership on the Armed Services Committee, ask for it, they could subpoena that to be released. We'll just see what happens in the meantime.
Yeah, those varying opinions. You know, Democrats that have seen the boat strike say it was the worst thing they've ever seen. Republicans have said it's a nothing burger, and I'm just curious if the American public's ever going to get a chance to view for ourselves if it was a serious, possible war crime, or if it truly was nothing. Torian Small from CBS News joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. New reporting this morning from the Washington Post. I don't know if you got a chance to see this. Republican chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, Representative Mike Rogers of Alabama, told reporters this morning that he received all of the information he needed after launching that probe into the narco boat attack, and he said he plans on ending the inquiry. Apparently, he at least he is saying, I've seen enough. We don't need to go into this any further.
Yeah, he's saying, according to Politico, which had the reporting, that it's done, it's over, he's ready to move on, turn the page on that. It's just a matter of, like I said, whether or not there will be a bipartisan pressure campaign outside of him to move forward. Rogers is just one Republican in the House. Of course, he's a high-ranking Republican, but he certainly doesn't speak for Senate Republicans who have been historically not on the same page with how House Republicans have run things. But I will say, just based off of what we've seen ahead of the statement, it does appear to be some trepidation. There does appear to be some trepidation among Senate Republicans in terms of trusting fully Pete Hegseth. There's been complaints about transparency from the Department of Defense before. So we'll see whether or not they're still willing to go forward, even though Rogers is essentially washing his hands of this.
Another story you're covering on Capitol Hill that probably has a greater impact for the listeners than the narco boat strike is the future of health insurance here in the United States. What's the Senate's plan currently to vote on the expiring health care subsidies, and does the GOP have a plan that they eventually want to enact?
Yeah, so there's what's known as side-by-side, as lawmakers call it, two dueling proposals, essentially, that are set to head to the Senate floor for a vote tomorrow. The first one being the Democrats' proposal. They want to extend these COVID-era Biden tax subsidies for the Affordable Care Act for another 3 years. This was something that was a major part of the government shutdown. It was a huge negotiating chip, and a handful of moderate Democrats ultimately voted to reopen the government for this promise of this vote. The problem, though, is there isn't bipartisan support enough that would see that proposal make it to the finish line, or at least get out of the Senate to the House for a vote. And then we have the Senate proposal, or Senate Republican proposal, that would be federal government cash infusion into what's known as health savings accounts for Americans. This is what the president has been pretty much promoting. He says he wants to pay individuals instead of insurers. So he's not necessarily supportive of expanding those COVID-era subsidies. Instead, he wants to give money directly, kind of as a stimulus, to these health savings accounts that would then be used by Americans for whatever medical expenses that they need.
Yeah, the president mentioned that on Air Force One last night.
I love the idea of money going directly to the people, not to the insurance companies, going directly to the people. It can be in the health savings account. It could be a number of different ways, and the people go out and buy their own insurance.
So is that the entire GOP plan, what President Trump's talking about there, or is there something bigger in the works?
Well, the House Republican Conference is looking to unveil a proposal today after they meet. They have a bunch of different pathways and proposals that are being rumored and floated. So the plan, according to Leader Scalise, is for the conference to meet today and vote on which proposal they can find consensus on. Then they'll push that to the floor for a vote. But I should also say that Republican Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania has a bipartisan plan that would see an extension through 2027. There are other measures as well included in that, but I think that's the top line that would gain the most traction. The question is whether or not the vast majority of Republicans in the House would support something like that, especially considering many of them want to limit the subsidies, the eligibility for it, and ultimately the timeline for it as well.
Never a dull day in D.C. Capitol reporter Torian Small from CBS. Great stuff as always, Torian. Have a fantastic day, buddy.
Thanks, you too.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, that's the 800-pound gorilla in the room is what's going to happen with healthcare. Like estimates between 20 and 30 million people might lose their healthcare. Another 20 or 30 million people might see their healthcare premiums just skyrocket. You and I, we got lucky, Deborah.
Very lucky. Yes.
Yeah, very lucky that I saw an infinitesimal. And so kudos to our overlords at Cox Media Group for taking care of us, at least in that facet of it. But a very busy day on Capitol Hill. Great stuff there from Torian Small. I can't get enough of these data center stories, Deborah. This one, not all sugar and spice. Apparently, there are some local folks that are fighting back against a proposed data center, basically not in my backyard. This is happening in South Fulton?
This is actually over in DeKalb County.
DeKalb County, okay.
In your neck of the woods,
Yes,
I guess.
all right.
So a 1,000-square-foot data center is being proposed in Ellenwood. I'm not sure
Wait,
how.
hold on. 1,000 square foot?
No, 10,000.
Okay, I was like
100,000 square foot.
That's
I just read it
smaller than
wrong.
Longoria's Lego room.
No, in Ellenwood, I'm not sure how far away
That's
is from
far.
you, but it's in DeKalb County, and residents are fighting back saying, we don't really know what's going on with these data centers. The other ones have been kind of rural areas.
Yeah.
This is the first one close to town. We don't know what the environmental impact is. We don't know the long-term health studies. So they're kind of pushing back on this getting actually greenlit to be going through.
I'm going to pull up Google Maps because I don't want to speak out of turn. But when I hear Ellenwood, I consider it, and I could be way wrong on this, and I apologize if I am, but that's kind of like an industrial area. Am I wrong on that? It's off 675, right? It's an industrial area. Mike Shields, jump in and help me out here. I'm losing my train of thought when it comes to traffic. Ellenwood, Ellenwood's off 675, right, Mike?
Yeah, that's right, 675, pretty much between 75 and I-285.
Yeah, all right, so in my mind, that has always been, just driving down 675, I consider that an industrial area. Am I wrong? Do you know? I don't want to put you on the spot.
Especially when you're closer to 285, a lot of industrial areas, a lot of areas for big trucks. And
Yeah.
They have that big rock facility, too, where they make cement and stuff.
Cement. All right. We'll get Mike. I'm going to come back to you in a minute for a traffic update. Thanks for jumping in, though. Mike Shields, garnering an early start of the show. So, again, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Deborah. I just want to, in my mind, I'm like, Ellenwood is, if you're going to put a data center up, either do it in the woods, rurally, or in an area that's already industrialized.
Well, it looks like it's close to an actual neighborhood. So that's why, it might not be that rural. It looks like the neighborhood could kind of see it. You know how they build like the landfills and then they build the neighborhood next to it?
Yep.
It's kind of like that.
All right. Interesting. So is this definitely going to happen, this data center?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It hasn't got approval yet.
All right. Ellenwood, I stand with you. If you don't want it, I don't want it. And I apologize if you're offended by me calling Ellenwood an industrialized area. All right, when we come back, could foreign tourists have to release their entire social media history before they get into the United States? And what if other countries start doing that to us? We'll explain in just a minute. Now back live to the early winner of Star of the Show at 9:18, checking the ride around town. And here again is Mike Shields.
And Mark, I can tell you 675 moving fine through Ellenwood right now. No delays between 285 and 75. Things improving on the south side and on 85, though, as you make your way through Union City. Long-standing crash has cleared 85 northbound at Flat Shoal. Still sluggish as you leave Highway 74 Sonoya Road, but those delays are improving. And a crash in and out of the left lane on 575 southbound at Bells Ferry Road exit 4 in Kennesaw is causing delays as you leave Highway 92. The support is brought to you by Blindster.com. Blindster.com is a family business making custom blinds, shades, and shutters. Give them a try and see why over 1 million windows have trusted Blindster. I'm Mike Schultz, 95.5 WSB.
When we came up with the idea for Clark's Christmas Kids 35 years ago, I told myself we were going to help every foster child across the state. But we need your help. To find out how you can make a child's Christmas wishes come true, visit WSBRadio.com.
A special thanks to our friends at Scana Energy, Rocco's European Garage, and Finlay Roofing for their continued support of Clark's Christmas Kids.
Imagine all that can happen in 5 years, folks. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price did not change for 5 years? Thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. Hey, it's Mark Arum back with you. You are guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all of your devices will be working in perfect harmony, and you get their best equipment, no annual contracts, and no strings, all with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only. Details online at Xfinity.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Barry Manilow. Looks like we made it. The last Duluth concert. Barry Manilow. See him performing all the hits for one night only. Barry Manilow at Gas South Arena, Friday, January 16th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Hi, I'm Dale with TrustDale.com. For over a decade, I've trusted America's Best Choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks. And with their 3-way warranty, including my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, you can invest with confidence.
That's right, Dale. America's Best Choice offers highest quality, energy-efficient windows and special pricing on custom decks. We also offer beautiful siding, doors, and now roofing, all with no pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com for your free in-home estimate. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Each day at Ronald McDonald House Atlanta, we see caregivers walk through our doors with tear-stained faces, siblings with sleepy eyes from a long travel day, and the nervous yet brave smile of a child facing circumstances they can't yet understand. While these families are fighting for their children, we're here to help keep them strong. This is not just where they stay, it is where they're held. It is where they carry each other. Support families. Donate today at ronaldmcdonaldhouseatl.org.
You better watch out. You better not.
All right, that's my bad. That was a way too long audio clip to just get to You Shall Not Pass. 24 years ago today, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, had its world premiere in London. That was Ian McKellen as Gandalf. I enjoyed watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but I have no desire to rewatch them. It's not a Forrest Gump where you're like, oh, Forrest Gump's on.
Books were better. I'm good at that.
Books were better, Deborah. I didn't read them, but I'm going to trust your judgment on that. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Remind me, Longoria, I'm going to put this on your stoic shoulders.
Yeah.
At 10:35, remind me, I've got to put an Uber Eats order in.
Yes, you do.
For McDonald's Filet-O-Fish sandwiches.
Yeah.
So, because Vinny has never had the iconic sandwich before, so we're going to do a live taste test. Vinny's first ever, losing his Filet-O-Fish virginity live on the air.
Let's do it.
Heard. Deborah, I teased this going in. This is crazy to me because I'm worried about other countries doing this reciprocally to us. President Trump wants foreign tourists to submit the last 5 years of their social media history before getting visas to come into the country.
So the Trump administration is proposing this rule. It hasn't gone through yet, but it would require all foreign visitors to the Americas or the United States to disclose 5 years of social media history. Also, your email addresses. You know how we all have 2 or 3,
Yep.
right? Plus your phone number, and then anyone traveling with you, your family information. So in case your rando cousin used to be in trouble with something, they want all of your connections. And, this is because they're just trying to tighten up security
All right, but this
globally.
is just for tourists, not people trying to gain citizenship.
Yeah, but tourists, and this includes the countries that don't normally need visas. Like if you're coming from the UK, you usually don't need a
Sure.
visa. If you come from France, I think you do need a visa. So you're even tightening up those laws too.
All right, how much manpower is it going to take if this goes into fruition to check, let's say Maya's mom's coming in from Japan, 5 years of her social media history, all her rando cousins, just to come to visit?
Just to visit, yeah. And the pushback is...
That's billions of dollars it's going to cost to do
some
that.
of the pushback is World Cup is coming, and you have a global people coming to visit and support their teams, plus the teams themselves, all the people that work with their teams. All of that needs to be vetted within the next couple months.
I don't mind increasing the vetting of people that are applying for citizenship. Right? All right, yeah, that's fair. But just coming to the World Cup or coming to the World of Coke or coming to the High Museum of Art or Zoo Atlanta or the... Really, 5? And again, I'm worried that if this happens, other countries are going to be like, all right, what's fair is fair. Can you imagine, Deborah, if we are traveling to see U2 in Ireland and you and I have to give 5 years of our social media history?
I think they'll be bored with mine. Like, oh, here's a picture of a rabbit. Here's another picture of a rabbit. Oh, here's some albums she bought. I mean, I think they'll be bored.
I wouldn't want to
stop.
travel.
No, I know. Me
not
neither.
that I'm worried about my 5 years of social
But
media.
I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah. Oh, no. Thumbs down on this
And that's
proposal.
why we also have fake social media accounts.
Yes. We do?
Don't you have more than one account, right?
Yeah, they're not fake. They're I've got a
more than
baseball card
one.
account. I've got that sounds exhausting. Not only for people to submit it, but who in the United States? I guess that would solve unemployment because you're gonna have to hire like 20 million people to pour over tourists' social media accounts. Look, all Longoria's got regular Instagram. WSB Instagram, a Lego Instagram.
Yeah, that's 3 of them right there.
And those are the only 3 I know about. He's got one that's
that's on my burner phone.
Eskimo recipes. He's got one for fact of the day. Yeah, boo, no, thumbs down on that. Thumbs down on that. All right, speaking of President Trump, he gave a speech last night in Penns Woods. Karen Travers from ABC is going to let us know what the president had to say. That's coming up next on The Mark Arum Show.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you have created a 20-question guide that asks the pointed, sometimes uncomfortable questions about where you stand in retirement. And you have to ask yourself, who is your guide?
That's right. Who is your guide? We sometimes think of retirement as like a mountain that you need to climb. And if you're going to ascend the mountain, it's important that you have a guide that has been there before, who has helped other people accomplish the same task. And we've seen that this is so important. There's so much value in the financial planning world. But if you don't know what's accessible, if you don't know what questions to ask, if you don't know what kind of value you should be receiving for the fees that you're paying, oftentimes you don't get it. So we created this guide to ask those questions and really point you in the direction of the type of service, the type of value that you should be receiving for the fees that you're paying if you're engaging a professional money manager or financial planner.
All right, so Matt, how can we get our hands on this 20-question guide?
We want to make it as simple as possible. So you can call us at 770-280-1488. All you have to do is tell the representative that you're looking for our 20-question guide. You can also go to our homepage, retireatlradio.com. You can send us a note there. Just let us know you're looking for the guide. We don't need your email address. You don't have to create an account. It's not protected by some kind of paywall. This is something we want to provide to you for free so that you can know, am I getting value for the fees that I'm paying? It's complimentary, created by us here at the Vincent Financial Group. Again, 770-280-1488. Ask for the guide, or you can go to retireatlradio.com.
770-280-1488. or online at retireatlradio.com. And join us for Retire ATL every Sunday right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by Beaver Toyota of Cumming. Our top story, many power customers around the state will be watching this hearing closely today. Georgia Power asking the State Public Service Commission to approve a plan to acquire new energy sources to keep up with increased power demand, although not everybody is a fan.
Some policymakers and environmental groups plan to post a list of grievances and demands on the PSC's front doors as the commission opens hearings this morning. Mothers and Others for Clean Air Executive Director Tanya Coventry-Strader will be there with her concerns.
We already have among the worst air pollution in the country as a state. Our children have some of the highest rates of asthma.
She's worried that the plan will keep fossil fuel plants running that were scheduled to be closed. She says they want the PSC to take more time to consider the long-term impacts of the proposal. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
It's 39 degrees right now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says it'll be a bit warmer today, the high getting into the mid-50s, but we cool off again tomorrow after getting down near the freezing mark tonight. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Getting word this morning that the DeKalb County Commission has approved more than $100 million worth of contracts to help make sewer repairs and upgrades. The money will be spent among several different contractors as part of a consent decree from the federal government that mandated that the county address its major sewer issues by 2027. Now, DeKalb has said it will not meet that deadline. The money will be used, though, for engineering and construction of those many projects as part of its capital improvement plan. Atlanta city officials break ground on a new housing development at the old Civic Center site.
2, 3, talk. With the groundbreaking work officially starts on what Atlanta Housing President and CEO Terry Lee believes will be a transformational project for the city.
It's an anchor, in my opinion, not just for the cultural opportunity for the city, not just for economic and commercial opportunities, but quite honestly, really to bring affordability to a corridor that does not have a lot of affordable housing present.
148 senior housing units are being built in the first phase of the project, but the entire development will include single-family homes and even some commercial space. In Atlanta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Well, the high school football playoffs continue this week and weekend, but Dunwoody High is already dreaming about the future. The school's expanded stadium is set to be named after its most famous former student, Ryan Seacrest. DeKalb School Board member Andrew Ziffer says the father of the longtime host and entertainer was a pivotal force in their efforts to expand the stadium before his death over the fall.
Gary Seacrest was involved with Dunwoody leadership, talking to them, and he was involved in all the initial conversations to make this happen this year.
The school hopes adding Ryan Seacrest's name will help raise $1.5 million for the construction. And Instacart is fighting accusations that it charges certain customers higher prices based on demographics and shopping preferences.
Shoppers who are shopping for the exact same items at the exact same time at the exact same store can pay price differences up to 23% more than other shoppers.
That's Elizabeth Pancotti with the nonprofit Groundwork Collaborative. She says the grocery delivery company uses customers as guinea pigs for its pricing. Instacart denying allegations that it as part of price gouging. It's 9:33 as we check your money. Down start on Wall Street. All major indices are down just slightly right now as the bell rings. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. Starting the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Mike Shields.
Enjoy better news as you make your way out of Woodstock into Kennesaw. Crashes cleared on 575 southbound at Bells Ferry Road, but man, the domino effect continues on the south side as you leave Fairburn into Union City. Long-standing crash cleared about 30 minutes ago. Now in the backup, a new crash, 85 northbound, just before Highway 138 Jonesboro Road. That's in the left lane, so delays already starting to form as you leave Sonoy Road, Highway 74, and a crash on the southwest leg of the perimeter, mostly on the right shoulder now. I-285 northbound the inner loop at Washington Road. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies, breezy today. Highs in the mid-50s, dropping down into the low 30s for tomorrow morning. Trending colder tomorrow afternoon, even with the sunshine, high 49. Friday, a big warm-up on the way with highs near 60.
38 degrees right now in Alpharetta, 37 in McDonough, up to 40 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10, breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
We only want to be around people who think exactly like us.
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
God forbid you actually converse about the world.
Eric Von Hessler.
Smash and conquer, my friend.
Eric Von Hessler.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
They
gave you high prices. They gave you the highest inflation in history, and we're giving you...
President Trump last night in Pennsylvania giving a campaign-style speech. What did the president have to say? Karen Travers from ABC News in D.C., 2 minutes away on The Mark Arum Show.
Considering a new roof? FGA Roofing offers a free roof assessment. Mention Tim Andrews, and your free quote will be discounted $750. And that's good for 1 year. Ask about their 0% financing plans. Visit FGARoofing.com for a quote today.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170 to claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now, 404-400-1170.
Mark Arum here, counting down my 12 favorite Publix items at the holidays. Number 11. Oh, God bless you. Lactate eggnog. I can drink eggnog again. It is delicious. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. While everyone's focused on diet and exercise this new year, let's talk about the foundation of all health, sleep. Quality sleep strengthens your immune system, improves mental clarity, and helps regulate weight. Yet, we spend more time researching a TV purchase than our mattress. Your sleep affects every resolution you make this year. Visit the Original Mattress Factory and discover how the right mattress can support every health goal you've set for yourself.
Nonviolence is the answer to the crucial political and moral questions of our time.
61 years ago today, you heard the King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on WSB Radio, receiving his Nobel Peace Prize in Oslo, Norway, saying he accepted it, quote, with an abiding faith in America and audacious faith in the future of mankind. When I sit back and play these audio cuts, Deborah, so much history has come out on these airwaves.
I know it's an audible history book, right?
Insane. So we've been 103 years now. It'll be 104 in March that WSB Radio's been in existence. That was on our airwaves. And we go from that to Vinny eating his first Filet-O-Fish sandwich at 11:35. Listen, I personally have been up behind the mic on some historic moments. I was here behind the mic when President Trump won his first election. I was there. I was behind the mic when President Obama won his first term. I've been behind the mic during some really historic events. And then Vinny eating his first McDonald's Filet-O-Fish.
You're well-rounded.
I'm a well-rounded individual. All right, yesterday on the show, we told you that President Trump was going to give a speech in Pennsylvania last night. He gave that speech covering the president. White House correspondent from ABC News, Karen Travers. Karen, good morning. Thanks for your time. What exactly did the president say last night in Pennsylvania?
The president last night was in Pennsylvania to tout his economic policies and really try to address the big issue for voters right now, which is the cost of living. He said he has no higher priority than making America affordable again, and that's what he's going to do. But he also, again, continued to downplay concerns that Americans have and dismissed the word affordability as a Democrat hoax and con job. This is something he's been doing recently, kind of brushing off the idea, which certainly is something we saw from voters back in these November off-term elections just a couple weeks ago. He said that when they use the word affordability, they must mean Trump has high prices. And he said our prices are coming down tremendously, and this is the fault of the Biden administration. But when you look at some specific prices, things are actually up from a year ago, including prices that have been impacted by the president's tariff policy, like coffee, up 41%. Sirloin steak, for example, up 20%. Last night, though, the president did say it might take a little time to come down, sort of an acknowledgement, rare acknowledgement about that, but also stood by his tariff policy, saying we're doing things right, we're running this country right.
Karen, I heard him mocking the Democrats' use of affordability, and as you mentioned, he called it a hoax. But, I mean, the polling shows that the economy, affordability, is the number one issue on Americans' minds right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And polls show voters don't like how he is handling the economy. There's a new Reuters Ipsos poll found that 56% of Americans disapprove of how the president's handling cost of living, only 31% approve. And, you know, we see that in other polls as well. Similar numbers, that people just right now are frustrated with where prices are. And, you know, this is a big thing that he ran on last year, promising to bring down prices on day one, and voters want to see him deliver.
Karen, I believe it was Susie Wiles who said, yes, President Trump is not going to be at the top of the ticket at the midterms, but he's going to be out there campaigning like he is.
Yeah.
Is last night's event in Pennsylvania just the first of many of these campaign-style events that the president's going to attend?
That's what we're told. Yeah, we're told that that's what he's going to be doing, that this is kind of a preview of him getting out there and doing these types of events. But when you look at last night, it was an hour and a half. He veered wildly off topic from the economy, but he tends to do that. And, you know, that's his style. But when the White House says, well, he's going to be laser focused on the economy, but then talks about so many other things that are not the economy, that's kind of hard to then make this a one big campaign just focused on this big issue for voters right now.
Final quick question for you, Karen. Was this event well attended? Were a lot of folks there?
You know, I think it was not as big as like his rallies back on the campaign season. Not surprising, but it was an enthusiastic crowd, according to my colleagues who were there.
Karen Travers, ABC News. Karen, as always, appreciate your time.
Have a great day. Thanks.
Coming up at 10:35, Shelley Winter from the Shelley Winter Show, heard here nightly at WSB Radio, 7 to 9 p.m. is going to join us. I want to ask him about the Trump speech yesterday and some, I would say, according to Shelley's Facebook feed, some surprising election results last night, including a race here in Georgia and one down in Miami. So Shelley Winter is going to join us with his reaction to all the big political news. He'll be coming up after the news at 10:35 here on the Mark Arum Show. I did pull this audio of President Trump's speech yesterday, and I mean it was a typical President Trump speech. Like, you know what you're going to get, not necessarily what he's going to talk about, but you know, he's got his the people that he likes to go after, the people that he likes to protect, and it was a typical. I didn't see low energy. You know, we saw all those pictures of him like falling asleep in that Pentagon meeting. And listen, if you've ever been in a 2.5-hour meeting. At age 30, you're going to get drowsy. So, but the energy was there last night. But it was the affordability that he kept hammering because, and I said this yesterday, Deborah, the Biden made the same mistake leading up to the presidential election, and then Kamala Harris after him. You can say the economy's doing great, but we know what we see day to day. And I think President Trump might be falling into a trap. This is him talking about affordability numerous times last night during his speech.
They have a new word. You know, they always have a hoax. The new word is affordability. So they look at the camera and they say, this election is all about affordability. Democrats talking about affordability is like Bonnie and Clyde preaching about public safety. They use the word affordability, and that's their only word. They say affordability, and everyone says, oh, that must mean Trump has high prices. No, our prices are coming down tremendously.
So there he was talking about affordability. Now, the Bonnie and Clyde reference, is that an out-of-date reference, Deborah?
Yes.
Vinny, do you know who Bonnie and Clyde are? Have you ever heard of Bonnie and Clyde?
The criminals. Yeah.
Okay, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so maybe
I think they've been dropped in a lot of musical references. Like, I know them more from song references than I could tell. I know they're criminals, but, like, do I really know the details of their
Didn't
story?
Didn't Jay-Z do a video?
Exactly.
They did. Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so maybe it's not.
Right.
But would he have better have referenced, instead of Bonnie and Clyde, Luigi Mangione?
That's too new.
That's
too new for his core audience.
I have not discussed the Mangione case at all, but there was new body cam footage released from the police officer that arrested Mangione in that McDonald's in Pennsylvania. And I believe this is it, Vinny. You pulled this for us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. What's your name? Mark. What is it? Mark. Mark? Yes, sir. Mark what? Sorry. Sorry. Someone called tonight. They thought you were suspicious.
So he's in the back of. I watched the video. He's in the back of this McDonald's with a mask on, like a surgical mask, the COVID masks. And he comes over, and the police officer's like, "What's your name?" And he gives a fake name.
Mark what? Rosario?
Mark, and then he gave like
Rosario.
Mark Rosario.
Mhm.
And then he asked for his ID, and I didn't see this on the video that was released, but does he have a fake ID with Mark
He has
Rosario?
a fake ID.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's ballsy. Give him a fake name and then be like, oh, Luigi Mangione, driver's license. So he had a fake ID.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He was all the way with it.
I've purposely avoided this topic. He's guilty. I mean, he's guilty. But the only reason I'm bringing it up is because the body cam video, Mark Rosario. That'll be that's one of Longoria's fake Instagram accounts now.
It is now.
Mark Rosario. But the only reason I'm bringing this up is they're questioning. So apparently the arresting officer, he gets arrested and you get the Miranda rights. And he read the 90-word Miranda rights in 15 seconds and messed it up at the end. So there's I hope to God this case doesn't fall apart because the arresting officer FUBU'd the Miranda rights, and then there's body cam video from the officers. They searched Luigi Mangione's backpack to get the evidence, and you hear two officers going, "Hey, I think we need a warrant to do that," and the other guy's like, "No, we don't need a warrant. It's Pennsylvania law. We can." So there's a question now about and I'm like, "Don't blow this case. Are you kidding me?" I mean, there should be enough. There's a video of him shooting the healthcare CEO.
Is there? I mean, that's where all the lawyers come in, right?
I know. So I haven't really been talking about this case because to me, it's like, all right, he's guilty. What do we need to talk about it? But if they get this evidence thrown out of court, can you imagine if that dude gets released? Mark Rosales?
Mark Rosario.
Mark Rosario. I never thought about using a fake name on a fake
given
ID.
A fake name out when you're out somewhere, like at a club. You never give a fake name.
Yeah, but not on a fake ID. I've had 3 fake IDs in my life, and they've all said Mark Arum on it.
Really?
I still have my first fake ID in my wallet.
It's not fake.
No, it's just got a fake birth date. It's a fake ID,
Okay, yeah.
but with a fake birth date, so I can get into the bars when I was, 18 or 19 instead. But I never thought of using it because I use my real name. Well, first off, my first fake ID, which I'm holding up here. Let me cover up my. There's nothing on there. I got this in Chinatown in New York. Yeah, it's fake. I love this piece of archive. This will be in the Mark Arum Presidential Library. But I got my real name because this is an employee ID card. So when I got this, I was writing for the local newspaper. So if they doubted me, I could pick up the newspaper. There's my name. It's me. It's my work ID. Boom, boom, boom. And then when I got to college and I got a New Jersey driver's license, if you needed a backup ID, I had my school ID. So it had the same name. I never thought about using a fake. Did you use a fake name on your fake IDs ever?
My fake name was Joe Mango.
Joe Mango?
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke my brother and I had. So finally, when I got, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get a fake ID just to use it. So it was Joe Mango.
Well, that's a male's name, no?
J-O, Joe.
Oh,
like
Joe.
Josephine.
Joe. Like Joe from Facts of Life.
Yes, like Joe from that was my inspiration. Yes.
Joe Mango.
Yeah.
All right, Vinny, come in here and take a look at my fake ID. This is fun. I'm so proud that this is
older
why
than Vinny.
This is why I hoarded. I was 175 pounds. God bless. God bless the late 80s. All right, when we come back, Mackenzie Scott, ex-wife of Jeff Bezos. You're not going to believe how much she has donated to charities. It's amazing. Speaking of charities, I'm going to update the needs for Clark's Christmas Kids after we check the ride on the cement out there. 9:48 on the Mark Arum Show. Checking the ride around town. Here's Mike Shields.
A lot of cars on the concrete, Mark, and what that includes in Fairburn with a crash in the left lane right now. It's still multiple vehicles involved. Still waiting for a tow truck to get there and load it up on the wrecker. 85 northbound just past Highway 74 Sonoya Road. That's in the left lane. Delays start back at Sonoya Road, so not worth a wide way around it just yet. But delays growing into Cobb County with left lane roadwork setting up once again. I-20 eastbound past Panola Road, exit 71. Bumper to bumper 3 miles back starting at Wesley Chapel Road. The support is brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, shipping supplies, and services to get your packages there safely. Even custom cards and wrapping paper. Staples, that was easy. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
Informative and topical when you want
And
it.
he's involved in keeping Chinese communist students at American University.
And a break when you need it.
I forgot to leave food out for the cat. Can you go check on the cat?
Eric Erickson.
By belittling other people, you show your tribal loyalty.
Today, starting at noon, 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
If you're ready for real European car lovers to work on your Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, discover Wolfpan European Auto Repair in Roswell. And for a limited time, get a free second opinion on repairs when you mention you heard about Wolfpan on the radio. Search Wolfpan Auto Repair to get started.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Well, Chris, as you know, time just keeps on ticking. We're putting another year under our belt, so it seems like a really good time to take stock of our financial lives and put together that plan that's built to last.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team. And we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
The Scott Antique Markets is back at the Atlanta Expo Center, featuring hundreds of vendors with collectibles and merchandise from all over the world. We're on both sides of I-285 exit 55 on Jonesboro Road. Visit scottantiquemarket.com for more information.
Hey friends, it's Mark Arum back from my pals at Reliable Heating and Air. Check it out. This season, Reliable Heating and Air is giving up to $2,000 cash back when you upgrade to a high-efficiency water heater and whole home water purification system. $2,000. You want to do one or the other? It's $1,000 cash back. Amazing. For my friends at Reliable, book your free consultation by going to reliableair.com. Stay warm, stay hydrated, stay paid with Reliable.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the costs of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month, and for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
We are farther from a peace deal because the only way you'll get a durable peace, Trump's stated goal, which leaves Ukraine sovereign, independent, and secure, is to make sure Russia's willing to actually compromise.
That's former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine John Herbst, still to come, updating the peace talks ongoing in Europe between Russia, Ukraine, the United States, and the European Union. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show at 9:54. Clark's Christmas Kids returns in person this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at the Walmart in Pleasant Hill in Duluth, and then Sunday at the Big Chicken in Marietta. 17,351 gifts still needed. Yikes. That's a lot of gifts. You can donate 24/7 online at WSBradio.com. Speaking of charitable givings, how about Mackenzie Scott? Like, she has just set the bar. Bezos' ex-wife. How much has she donated thus far, Deborah?
Mackenzie Scott gave $7.1 billion in donations just in 2025, not even like in the years that she's done before. So just for this year, over $7 billion. And one of the unique things about her donations is there's no strings attached. Like sometimes it'll be like, you can use this for school lunches only, or you can use this for administrative only. Hers is like, here's whatever, $5 billion. Or $5 million, use it for however you need. So that's what's unique about her donating.
That's insane. And Ricky Gervais, who I love as a comedian, and I love all his television stuff, he's donated a lot of money, but he lasers focused on animal charities, which I love.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais donated $3.24 million to 2 specific animal charities worldwide. And he said that all of this money came from like one tour, and he just doesn't need all of that money. His mom said he can't take it with you, so that's his way of spreading it out there.
Not even just bucket list guest. I just want to have dinner with that dude. Like, I think he's a comedy genius, and he's created
Afterlife is like, was it Afterlife?
Yes, Afterlife, Extras,
so funny, and
the
it's
Ricky Gervais
Extras,
show,
yes.
The Office. I mean, and his stand-up. It took me a while to get into his stand-up, but he's pretty funny at stand-up. Unfortunately, in these tough economic times, folks are now going to GoFundMe to pay their bills.
GoFundMe's analysis of 2025 found an uptick in appeals for help with basic necessities. According to the online crowdfunding platform, words like work, home, food, and bill were among the top keywords associated with campaigns this year, while monthly bills was the second fastest growing category. GoFundMe also says it received the most donations on January 10th, raising more than $8 million for the communities impacted by the Los Angeles County wildfires. Donation campaigns also rose during the recent government shutdown.
That's sad that folks are turning to GoFundMe. Now, we've championed some GoFundMe pages here, Deborah, when a police officer has been slain and their family needs money. And I've seen friends on Facebook share GoFundMe, but usually it's not just for groceries or monthly bills. It's, hey, my kid needs a transplant, or, have you seen friends, go to the GoFundMe route to just pay monthly bills?
I don't know anybody that's done that. I guess I haven't seen stories on that yet either. No, I'll have to do some digging.
Yeah, but that's sad if that's where we are, the state of things right now. And as Clark Howard said, if you are in the top 30% of income earners, you're loving life. But if you're in that bottom 70, you might be going to GoFundMe to pay your bills. That's really, really sad. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back, a federal judge says, go ahead and release that Ghislaine Maxwell grand jury testimony. What? We'll see what's in that, if anything. Updating our top stories. Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Barry Manilow. Social media is up in case you missed it. The Herd Bet sweatshirts are on my Instagram account, at Mark Arum, MarkArum.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
If your basement shows any signs of water damage, AquaGuard Foundation Solutions can help. They'll find the permanent solution your basement and crawl space needs to stay dry year-round. Visit AquaGuard.net for a free inspection today. Remember the name.
AquaGuard. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry!
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Scott Slade from iRoofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but unsure about timing? FGA offers a free drone roof assessment. Get a quote and mention me and you'll get $1,000 off your quote. And the quote will be good for 12 months. Search FGA Roofing to book an appointment today.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating and Air. In DeKalb County, officials sign off on over $100 million worth of contracts to address much-needed sewer repairs and upgrades there.
The County Commission has approved spending that will be divided among multiple contractors, with the work falling under a modified consent decree with the federal government, first issued in 2011, that requires the county to complete several priority projects by 2027. Earlier this year, county officials alerted federal regulators they would miss that deadline and requested a 10-year extension, a move that could carry penalties of $80 to $100 million. The funds approved Wednesday will cover engineering, design, and construction for key elements of the county's capital improvement plan. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
All right, so your weather for today, partly cloudy, breezy, a little bit warmer than we've been having. Afternoon highs around 56, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Might feel a little bit colder than that, though. Some of those winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Speaking of cold, we have two major winter storms moving across the country right now. Minneapolis took the brunt of a snowstorm last night. Ian Lee's in snowy Minneapolis this morning.
This powerful winter storm slammed the Midwest overnight, bringing up to a half a foot of snow to the Minneapolis suburbs. The heavy snow made traveling treacherous. More than 200 cars and trucks ended up sliding off the road across Minnesota.
In Minnesota, at least one person dead as a result of the weather after Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport police say it was reported that a 47-year-old man was hit by a snowplow in the parking lot of the facility last night. We have an update on a shooting in South Fulton that sent a 15-year-old to the hospital. Police telling us this morning it was a robbery attempt, and so far, no arrests have been made. The shooting happened in the 4900 block of Delano Road. Officers responding to a call of a person shot. When they arrived, they found that teenager with a gunshot wound. The 15-year-old transported to the hospital and is in critical condition this morning. All right, do you use one of those portable power banks? There's a recall of more than 200,000 of the devices after nearly a dozen burst into flames. The defective devices sold on Amazon involve INIU portable power banks in a black or blue case with the logo and a paw print LED light on the front. The Consumer Product Safety Commission is saying the batteries can overheat and ignite, creating serious fire and burn hazards. They have had 15 reports of these power banks overheating, including 11 fires that caused 3 minor burns and roughly $400,000 in property damage. The recalled units were sold on Amazon between August of 2021 and April of 2022 for about $18 each. We do have more information on the recall at WSBradio.com. How'd you sleep last night? Well, getting less than 7 hours of sleep a night is a strong predictor of a shorter life expectancy. That's according to a new study published in the journal Sleep Advances. Researchers found that sleep was more effective in predicting a shorter life expectancy than any factor except smoking. And we are keeping a close eye on the markets today. The Federal Reserve expected to announce a decision on interest rates later this afternoon. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger expecting a cut.
The expectation, 0.25 percentage point. We'll see if Chairman Powell puts something out there about maybe they'll pause. Remember, they haven't had any economic information that they can base their projections on. So they're in a strange place as well.
And that announcement expected at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Check back for updates. The Dow right now is up 106 at 47,666. NASDAQ is down down slightly, and the S&P is also up, but only a little bit. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Smiling Mark McKay, how are we doing on the roads?
Been a rough morning, Sabrina, trying to get into Union City. Still is, up until a few minutes ago. Had 3 left lanes knocked out with a crash 85 northbound just above Highway 74, Sonoy Road, exit 66. So take a little while for that recovery to come between Fairburn and Union City, but everything's off to the right as best as we can tell. 85 rolling out of Duluth and Norcross, still pretty thick at the Pleasant Hill Road exit. Once you get into Norcross at Indian Trail, Jimmy Carter Boulevard, you find relief. No relief out toward the mall at Stonecrest, Lithonia Stonecrest, due to left lane construction on I-20 eastbound. It's just past Panola Road, exit 71. Delays stretch back almost to I-285. Smiling Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies, breezy today. Wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. The afternoon high is 56. Chilly for tonight, lows in the low 30s. Trending colder tomorrow with sunny skies, high 49, and back into the upper 50s by Friday.
It is 42 degrees right now in Woodstock. Johns Creek and Decatur, you both have 41 degrees right now. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Wednesday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. Core 4 with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny Drip screens your calls. Coming up in 12 minutes, going to give you a chance to win Barry Manilow tickets January 16th at Gas South Arena. 30 minutes from now, Shelley Winter, our good friend and often fill-in of the Mark Arum Show, is going to join us live, breaking down some election results yesterday, one local, one down in South Florida, and his overall take on what is going on right now as we head up to the midterm elections. 11:35, we will discuss all things tech with our buddy Kim Commando. In the meantime, this is a name I hadn't talked about in a while. Ghislaine Maxwell back in the news. Joining us on the show, correspondent Rory O'Neill. Rory, good morning. A judge is allowing the secret grand jury testimony of Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell to be released to the public. What do we know about this?
Right now, the judge is agreeing to release this because of that new law recently passed by the House, signed by President Trump after all that kerfuffle. And the judge said, okay, I'm going to abide by the new law, but fair warning, don't expect to find much. He said that of these documents, which could be hundreds of thousands of pages, quote, they do not discuss or identify any client of Epstein's or Maxwell's, unquote. So essentially he's saying, look, if you're looking for names, they ain't here. And so lower your expectations. But just remember, this is specifically related to the case of Ghislaine Maxwell. There are other grand jury investigations into Jeffrey Epstein himself. That's where we think the meat and potatoes are. And we're still waiting for judges to rule in those cases. So this is sort of a side case with Maxwell. The judge saying no names are in here.
Trove of documents. Do we know if victims' names, et cetera, will be redacted?
They will be, and that was something the judge stipulated, saying, look, the Justice Department and he appointed specific attorneys saying, you guys have this information. You're responsible for releasing it. But when you do, you better redact all the names and any identifying information when it comes to the victims, not any possible client, I guess, but the victims only. And look, in many cases, we know who the victims are. They've told their stories, written books. They've been very public about their ordeal. But the court essentially doesn't want to be the ones releasing it. If the victims do, that's on them.
Correspondent Rory O'Neill joining us here on the Mark Arum Show. So the judge said there are no clients in here. There's no bombshell, but obviously there's going to be a lot of evidence, I would imagine, that would paint Ghislaine Maxwell in a really, really negative light. This on the heels as she's been behind the scenes pushing for a commutation or a pardon. Could that hurt her case if all these documents become public?
Well, I think that's a bit of a wait and see. Let's see what's in here. You know, she has since been moved from that prison in Florida to one in Texas, which is a bit cushier for her. All the toilet paper she wants, by the way, which you couldn't get in the old place she was in. So it's, she's got a slightly cushier existence now after speaking with the Deputy Attorney General, who was also former president, or rather, he was the former personal attorney to President Trump. And just keep in mind, the Justice Department says it will release 18 different categories of investigative material that's been gathered, for the better part of 20 years now, about the sex trafficking probe, those search warrants, the financial records, the interview notes from victims and data from all the electronic devices. They say all this is coming out. And as I always like to do when talking about this case, I give credit to a woman named Julie K. Brown. She's the reporter at the Miami Herald who, without her reporting, none of this would have seen the light of day. This was all getting swept under the rug years ago in a sweetheart deal with Epstein. But it was her work at the Miami Herald that brought this case to the world, really.
Yeah, amen to that. The DOJ is coming up on that deadline, though. Do we have any idea when they're going to release these files?
Well, I think we don't have anything more specific, but they will, because we're going to get the standard line of, we're still going through it, trying to redact information. We'll see if it comes out in a flood or a trickle. Remember, they announced that the prosecution would not move forward on the Friday during 4th of July weekend. Let's see if there's a Christmas surprise.
There you go. All right, Rory O'Neill, great stuff as always. Have a good day, my friend.
Thanks, Mark.
So I think we should temper expectations. If the judge says, hey, there's no client list in this grand jury testimony, so we're not going to be like, you're not going to see Bill Clinton's name in there or Larry Summers or anybody, but it could shed more light on how devious this trafficking ring was that Maxwell and Epstein had set up. So maybe there's something to it, but he's the second judge. This is the second judge that is going to release grand jury testimony concerning the Ghislaine Maxwell case. And I would imagine, although I can't listen, they just pardoned the convicted drug trafficker. So I can't say that a pardon is off the table for Ghislaine Maxwell, because at this point, who knows who will get a pardon or who won't. But again, the more files that come out, I'm just curious to see when the DOJ is going to release the Epstein files. That's where we might see actual meat on the bone. But Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney probably not happy that these grand jury testimonies are going to be released, because I can only imagine there's some dastardly stuff, even more dastardly than that documentary on Netflix. Speaking of documentaries, so you watched the Diddy one. Vinny's watched the Diddy one. Longoria has not yet watched the Diddy one, or you did watch it?
My wife did, but I have not. She told me pretty much.
All right,
about
call Leslie right now. Get her. No. I don't want to go too in-depth to it, because, it's just a horrible story, but the documentary is interesting. But now 50 Cent, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, he produced this documentary. He wasn't in, cutting video and putting it together, but this was his documentary. And now he's getting into battles with Marlon Wayans, one of the Wayans kids. They're going back and forth on social media, and another back and forth going on with Ja Rule. Ja Rule. Luckily, I have some Ja Rule audio at my fingertips in case you don't know who Ja Rule is. Ja Rule firing shots at 50 Cent again, this time off for 50's role as executive producer. That's what he is in the Netflix documentary on Diddy. Ja went on X saying 50, quote, does not care about the victims, end quote, and only did the doc for clout, even calling him, quote, a cancer to the culture. He also accused 50 of hypocrisy, pointing to past allegations against him, and teased making his own documentary about his longtime rival. The two have been trading jabs online like it's the early 2000s all over again. Again, I'm not saying to watch the Diddy documentary, but there was some, and I know you were not getting Diddy's side on this, but dang, there was some shocking stuff there. And again, my two biggest takeaways were, power is really corrupting, because he went from this go-getting, straight-laced, don't drink, don't do drugs intern to some really horrible stuff. And Deborah, you and I talked about it. The stuff that hit hard, and the victims, I mean, it's horrible stuff with the victims. There's like 150 sexual lawsuits against Diddy right now.
Yep.
But what he did to his longest friends and allies.
His childhood friend, like the
Childhood
kid that you
friend.
grow up with
Yeah.
next door, even if you lose contact with them, do you do that to them?
Yeah. So I'm not I mean, if you care about the story at all or the music industry, then I think that documentary is worth a watch. But apparently there's a lot of battles going on social media about the documentary. I famously took that Waymo Uber from Rocco's European Garage to the station. I had a great time. It was the driverless Waymo vehicle. And I keep seeing, I saw one this morning coming into work, driving into work. They're everywhere right now. Apparently, this is pretty crazy. A woman was in a Waymo vehicle and gave birth to a child in one of those self-driving cars. Now, this didn't happen in Atlanta. It happened, though, in San Francisco.
The company says its remote rider support team was alerted to unusual activity in the car and contacted the passenger. When they learned she was giving birth, the team called 911, but the automated car got the woman and her newborn baby to the hospital before emergency services could respond. Mom and baby are fine. Waymo says it took the car out of service for cleaning.
That's pretty badass that the self-driving car was like, oh, ish, this woman's in labor. We're going to the hospital.
Like it made the decision. It's like,
Yeah.
yep, let's do this.
I know you wanted to go to Whataburger, lady, to solve, to have that craving, but I don't know if Waymo or someone was listening or how, but the driverless vehicle was like, oh, hey, we're going to go straight to the hospital. I've only gotten Waymo through Uber. And full disclosure, I will sometimes take Uber to and from the airport, but when I go to New York City, the taxis or Vegas, those two cities, I walk out of the airport and I'm just used to taking the taxis. The taxis are there. It's easy. It's simple. I don't know how easy it is at the Atlanta airport, but my default in New York airports and in Las Vegas, Harry Reid International, I think it is, I go straight to the taxi line, even though I use Uber all the time. Apparently, there are starting to be some new Uber innovation at certain airports. But I would imagine New York and Vegas may be where they're trying to do this to get more ridership share.
So Uber is trying to kind of be a little more taxi-ish. What they're going to do is, not everybody wants to download an app, build a profile.
Yeah,
and
like my parents.
Right. They don't want to do that to get a cab, basically, because we'll say that to my parents. I'll just call an Uber, and they look at us blankly. But they want to do something so it's more taxi-ish. So what they're doing is they're putting these kiosks, and they're going to start at LaGuardia. It's going to be at Terminal C.
Boom,
And,
exactly.
yeah, you're going to be able to just go to the kiosk and enter everything there, kind of like a self-checkout or anything, enter it there without having to download an app. And they're saying that this is good for international travel because maybe you don't have an international phone plan. Is it going to work over here? Again,
Correct.
You've got World Cup coming next year, a ton of visitors. So hopefully this kiosk will take off and they'll be able to expand. But it starts next year in LaGuardia.
It makes sense in LaGuardia because unless the taxi line is like 400 people deep, I'm just ingrained to it's a New York City taxi. I don't have to worry about Uber. I did use Uber in Japan a lot in our last trip, but on that international plane, we had the pocket Wi-Fi, so I didn't have to worry about data or anything. But I love that. I love that Uber recognized, like, hey, Deborah's parents, Arum's parents, Longoria's mom probably don't have Uber. So when your mom flies in to visit you and the girls, I'm sure you pick her up because you're a good son.
I do.
Yeah. But instead of, downloading the Uber app, there's going to be a kiosk where I think that's a smart idea. And I bet Vegas is the next one. I think I'm just moving markets. I'm setting trends. I use Uber so much for Uber Eats mostly that Uber looks at my profile and they're like, why isn't he using it when he goes to Vegas or New York City? There's something, we're missing something. And now they're doing innovations there. I'm going to take credit for it. Speaking of innovations, I've got an AI chatbot story and some figures that are going to shock you. Shock you, I say. Hopefully there's nothing shocking on the road. Oh, I got to give away tickets for a Smilin'. Smilin', can you pump the brakes?
Okay.
Can you hold it? That was like a pump fake to you. Smilin', we have tickets to give away to see. Have you ever seen Barry Manilow in concert,
I
brother?
have, and I want to go again. It's a great show.
Yeah, you are an eligible, Smile, but he is at January 16th.
Yes.
Will be at Gas South Arena. He was on the show a couple weeks ago. Certainly a musical legend. Vinny, let's do the 10th caller to 404-872-0750. 10th caller to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see Mr. Manilow at Gas South. All right, Smile will be at the concert apparently, but now he's going to tell you about the ride.
I sure will, Mark. 85's been rugged on both both sides of downtown Atlanta, improving out of Fairburn into Union City. Now the crash is cleared out of a right lane, 85 northbound, just above Highway 74, Sonoy Road, exit 61. As you roll 85 south out of Duluth and Norcross, you'll see Georgia State Patrol working on the right shoulder. They had a right lane blocked as well, 85 southbound, just past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. That's why you're slow leaving Pleasant Hill Road. This report sponsored by the Georgia Lottery. Hey, Georgia Mega Millions just got an upgrade now with bigger jackpots, better odds to win, and a built-in multiplier on every ticket. Drawings every Tuesday and Friday. Smiley Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
Thursday, starting at 5, how Clark Howard says landlords can avoid getting scammed by their tenants. And Scott Slate's Georgia this week, where there's a new generation of farmers to feed our futures. Join us for Atlanta's Morning News on WSB.
Some friends one time sent my wife and me Omaha steaks for Christmas, and they sent it to our old house. We had moved out of it and not yet sold it. Went to the house. I could smell the steak before I saw it. Didn't know who sent it to me. Called Omaha Steaks. Not only did they send me a brand new package to my house, they told me who had sent it to me so I could send a thank you note. It was incredible customer service. And I've been sending gifts from Omaha Steaks because how great their customer service is ever since. You can get the Sizzle All the Way sale right now, 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com, and you get an extra $35 off with promo code ERICK, E-R-I-C-K, at checkout. You can get incredible options. My wife began her love affair of caramel apple tartlets with that package Omaha Steaks sent to us. You can, too. Get the fillets, get the New York strips, omahasteaks.com, 50% off right now, the Sizzle All the Way sale, $35 off extra with promo code ERICK at checkout, minimum order required, omahasteaks.com.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's a great time to save on 2 packs of Kroger butter. 16-ounce packages are on sale for only $5.99 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Been wanting a new deck for your home, something that's built just the way you want it, but you're scared to pull the trigger? I can help you with that. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. Right now, Ben Hill Renovations are offering special financing. No interest if you pay in full within the 18 months promo period. You're welcome. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Will my hair really grow back?
Do I still get to have a birthday party?
Can my teddy come into the machine with me?
Will you stay with me tonight, Mommy?
Every day, kids at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta ask questions they should never have to. By giving today, you can help us answer them. With your support, our kids get the care and treatment they need. And even a birthday, they'll never forget. Give to Children's for that. Donate today at choa.org/give.
It's the end of the year. Time to look back and reflect. Look at all we did. But look at all the things we meant to do, but never actually did. After all those tipsy New Year's promises, you didn't join the gym. You didn't get around to reading War and Peace. And apparently, you didn't do anything about this garage door that's still not working right. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. A quick repair will get your garage door back in shape, no matter how much you eat. No crazy diets, just a smooth, quiet door going up and down like it should. And after all of your friends have bailed on their gym memberships, you'll have a garage door that works like a charm for several New Years to come. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and I'll throw in my copy of War and Peace. I mean, who am I kidding?
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Spend your time with those who matter most this holiday season and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, here today as nothing more than a representative of the millions who dare to rise up against a social system whose very essence is war, violence, racism.
32 years ago, South Africa's President F.W. de Klerk and the man later elected to seat him, Nelson Mandela, jointly accepted the Nobel Peace Prize for moving their country toward black majority rule. Mandela said they hadn't done it alone. That was 32 years ago. We do have an update on the Nobel Peace Prize. Apparently, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Maria Corina Machado says she is currently on her way to Oslo. They didn't think she was going to show because of some reason. I forgot what. She spoke with the chair of the Nobel Committee on the phone today.
We feel very emotional and very honored. And that's why I'm very sad and very sorry to tell you that I won't be able to arrive in time for the ceremony.
Oh, that's sad that she wins the Nobel Prize but is going to miss this. Maybe FIFA will give her a trophy instead. All right, I teased this before the break. Shocking to me. I have never used an AI chat bot at all. Longoria, have you ever used an AI chat bot?
No, I have not.
Deborah, you use AI, but you use the chat bot feature?
I use it to make stupid photos and not to talk to.
Not to talk to. The percentage of teens using AI chatbot daily is stunning to me. What percentage of teens use this chatbot daily?
64% of teens say they use some type of AI chatbot on a regular basis, whether it's Google or Chat GPT
What are they
or
doing?
any of the. Just there's somebody to talk to, I guess.
So they're talking to it now.
You can ask questions, and I mean, you can do things from asking help with homework. You can even ask how to make recipe. You can do anything with this chatbot.
My initial thought when this AI chatbot burst on the scene is that the biggest loser in all this is going to be the Google search engine. So instead of typing into Google, what's Longoria's favorite item at Whataburger, you just ask chatbot. And it gives you an actual answer instead of having to search for results. Maybe that's why the teens are using it so much. Is it alternative to Google?
Well, Chat GPT, Google Gemini, and Meta AI all have their own. So if you're using Meta like Instagram or Facebook, if you're using Google, which a lot of people do, if you look in your Google search, it'll give you the option to go to AI mode. So it's already there in
Just
Google.
as long as you don't look at my Google search, then we're okay. That's crazy. 68% of teens. I guess I'm just slow to the game. On the other side of the coin, teens and preteens have been wearing out 6'7". In-N-Out has decided to do what in response to the 6'7"?
In-N-Out will no longer use the number 6'7" in its ordering system because so many people would come in and wait for it to be called and then like yell out 6'7".
So you get like a little lanyard when you place an order, like, all right, you're number 34,
okay.
like a deli. I don't know if they have those anymore. The deli numbers.
Take a number.
Yeah. So In-N-Out's like, you know what, they're going to go from 66 to 68.
Yep, so nobody can do that anymore.
So they've 86'd the 6'7" at In-N-Out Burger. I haven't had In-N-Out in a long time. Hurry up and get here to Atlanta. Did have a Five Guys burger last night. It was pretty good. Pretty good. All right, 10:27 on the Mark Arum Show. Election results yesterday, locally and nationally. What does it all mean heading to the midterm? Shelley Winter is going to join us live and break it down for us next on the Mark Arum Show.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. at least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the portfolio x-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the portfolio x-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
It only happens once a year. It's always fun. It's the event everyone is talking about. It's Toyotathon. Watch this. It's our biggest event of the year with the very best deal on the Toyota you've had your eyes on. Special financing on all models starting as low as 1.9%. Did you hear me? 1.9%. Get zero money down and no payments until next year. It's Toyotathon, our biggest event of the year. You can't afford to miss this sale. See you tomorrow at Fever Toyota.
At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry and dream engagement ring to be nothing short of perfect, no matter the price. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10:30. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by your Metro Atlanta AMCO dealers. Let's start with your money. The Federal Reserve expected to announce a decision on interest rates later today. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger has more on what you can expect.
We're going to likely get a 0.25 percentage point reduction. That's great. It's going to help people who are borrowers because they're going to say, oh, maybe that interest rate on my credit card balance a little bit better, a little bit easier for the new car loan. But for savers, not so good because you're earning less interest.
Now, that announcement is expected at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Check back for updates. Your weather for today, partly cloudy, breezy, highs around 56. Some of the winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour this afternoon, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. A suspect's in jail this morning after a shooting in a college dorm. It happened at Kentucky State University yesterday afternoon. One student dead, another in critical condition.
When officers got to the scene, campus police had the suspected shooter in custody. He has been identified as 48-year-old Jacob Lee Bard of Evansville, Indiana. Investigators say he is not a student. Police did not release any information on a possible motive.
Frankfort police believe this to be an isolated incident, and there are no active safety concerns on campus at this time.
And Skylar Henry reporting that Jacob Lee Bard is now charged with murder and assault. A federal judge this morning has ordered the Trump administration to stop deploying California National Guard troops to Los Angeles. U.S. District Court Judge Charles Breyer in San Francisco granted a preliminary injunction sought by California officials to end the deployment and return the 100 or more remaining troops to the state's command. But he also put that decision on hold until Monday. The Trump administration ordering the deployment of thousands of troops to L.A. in June. That was over the objections of the Governor Gavin Newsom. The administration said the remaining Guard members were needed to help protect federal personnel and property. This just in, a judge has ruled that secret grand jury transcripts from the Jeffrey Epstein 2019 sex trafficking case can be made public. The judge this morning joining 2 other judges in granting the Justice Department's request to unseal material from investigations into the matter. An Army gynecologist accused of sexual misconduct involving dozens of his former patients now facing formal military charges. Jim Ryan following that story.
The Army's Office of Special Trial Counsel is handling the prosecution of Major Blaine McGraw, who's accused of secretly taking video of women during pelvic and breast exams. Among the 54 counts involving 44 patients are cases of indecent visual recording, making false statements, and conduct unbecoming an officer.
Back here at home in DeKalb County, commissioners approving contracts for more than $100 million to repair the county's sewer system. Among them, $64 million in contracts for on-call engineering services, including engineering studies, design, and construction for water and sewer projects under the Capital Improvement Plan. And if you have a teenager, you might find this interesting, and it may not come as a big surprise to you, but mental health experts say that their social media use should be concerning. Deborah Rodriguez has more on that.
A new poll by the Pew Research Center confirms most kids between the ages of 13 and 17 use YouTube and TikTok every day. 1 in 5 say they're on one of the two platforms almost constantly, scrolling through social media, watching videos, or asking artificial intelligence for advice. The survey finds teenaged girls are more likely than boys to browse Snapchat and Instagram. Boys use Reddit and YouTube more.
Now, the primary concern for many experts, missed opportunities for in-person connection and friendships. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is up 91 at 47,651. NASDAQ is down, and so is the S&P. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Smile and Mark McKay in the 24-hour traffic center.
Thanks, Sabrina. It's going to be a chore leaving I-285 heading out toward the Mall of Stonecrest and on to Conyers and Covington, unless you use Covington Highway and avoid the jam that's all associated with construction. Traffic Trooper Ron heading westbound saw the eastbound delays that begin just past Wesley Chapel Road. Left lane is knocked out past Panola, exit 71. So, yes, Covington Highway is the way to go for the time being. 85 southbound, crash is cleared out of a right lane out of Norcross. 85 south past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. Still pretty thick as you leave Highway 316. Smile and Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies, breezy today. Highs in the mid-50s, dropping down into the low 30s for tomorrow morning. Trending colder tomorrow afternoon, even with the sunshine, high 49. Friday, a big warm-up on the way with highs near 60.
44 degrees in Lithia Springs and Buckhead. Alpharetta, you have 43 degrees right now. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
When we came up with the idea for Clark's Christmas Kids 35 years ago, I told myself we were going to help every foster child across the state. But we need your help. To find out how you can make a child's Christmas wishes come true, visit WSBRadio.com.
A special thanks to our friends at Scana Energy, Rocco's European Garage, and Finlay Roofing for their continued support of Clark's Christmas Kids.
We were a dead country 1 year ago. We were dead as a doornail. We were going down the
President Trump last night giving a speech in Pennsylvania. When we come back, let's talk politics, the Trump speech, and some election results. Shelley Winter joins us live in 2 minutes on The Mark Arum Show.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today. 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. To claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now. 404-400-1170.
Dave Baker for Beaver Toyota of Cumming. Looking for a new truck and looking for a great deal? Simply go to beavertoyotacumming.com/Dave's Deals and save money on a new Toyota Tundra. The Toyota Tundra from Beaver Toyota of Cumming is the official truck of the Home Fix-It Show.
$11:38 on the Mark Arum Show. Congrats to Ronnie in Atlanta. He won a pair of tickets to see Barry Manilow January 16th at Gas South Arena, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show at 95.5 WSB. More Barry tickets tomorrow and Friday on the broadcast. Coming up next hour, going to get the latest on the Russia-Ukraine peace deal negotiations. Kim Commando is going to join us live in an hour, talking all things tech. In the meantime, I don't know if you know this, Deborah, when I gifted this song to Shelley Winter, this used to be the intro to our show, Long Glory, when we were on 10 to midnight. And I love this song so much. When Shelley took over nights, I gave this, I said, Shelley, use my intro song. It's so good. You do such a good show. But part of that deal was I can call on him to join us on our show whenever I want. And today is one of those days. Joining us live, host of the award-winning Shelley Winter Show, it's Shelley Winter. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, my brother. And I got to sing along. Hey!
A little insider tip. If you want to follow Georgia politics, you got to follow Shelley on Facebook because it's like a nonstop political feed. It's like Bluestein on steroids. Shelley is on Facebook all the time updating the big political stories. And a couple of big ones last night were election results. One here in Metro Atlanta and one down in South Florida. Let's start with the election result here in the metro area, or in Georgia, I should say. What happened at the polls last night, and why were you so taken aback by the results?
Well, District 121 had a special election. It's part rural. It's got Athens, Clark County in it, Lake Oconee, that area. And a Democrat flipped that district. Eric Geisler, I think his name is, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I hope I am. But he flipped that race, flipped that seat, from red to blue. The interesting thing about that seat, it was a plus 22 Republican seat, meaning Republicans won the seat the last time by 22 points, and they just lost it. And the reason for that is because people are unhappy. Either Republican voters are staying home because they're apathetic, or many moderates who voted Republican before are deciding to vote Democrat. And that should be of concern to every Georgia GOPer in the state.
And again, this is a state house seat under the Gold Dome here in Georgia. This isn't a congressional seat.
Right. This is a state house seat. Right. So the margin gets one vote slimmer for Republicans to get something done. And why this is important is because the legislative session starts in January. And so we're going to have a session before we go into 2026 statewide elections. And so there are going to be things that Republicans want to get done this session that are now just one vote harder to get done with this Democrat in there.
Still a Republican majority, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, just slimmer.
All right.
That's it.
So
and I think what's important to note here is that this is a pattern. Remember, we lost the PSC races by a large margin. And so you see this race and you see other races. And so this is just part of a pattern. And this is not a one-off. It's a pattern. And when you recognize a pattern early, you either can try and avert what's coming, or you can just say, oh, it's nothing to see here because it's a special election, and continue doing what you're doing, which clearly is not working so far.
So you said this was a plus 22 Republican seat. Do we have the voting totals on how much the Democrat won by?
I think he won by like a couple hundred votes. I don't think any more than 200-300 votes.
Wow. Okay. Another I'm going to say stunner, if I'm wrong, correct me, was the race for the mayor of Miami, which a Democrat won for the first time this century.
Yeah. And what's important to note here, I watched a clip of her victory speech on Fox News this morning, and she talked about seniors will feel comfortable retiring here. She said young people can buy a home and live here and be happy. And then she had a line in there, immigrants will feel safe here. And the crowd went absolutely ballistic on that line, which tells me that that was the key to her victory, was talking about these ICE raids and everything else in illegal immigration. And that's a heavily Hispanic area. And from what I hear from my progressive friends in Miami this morning, they told me that she went into heavily Republican Cuban districts to campaign, and she campaigned throughout the city of Miami, and she didn't leave votes off the table, which is very important. And that race completely swung on the actions of ICE. Hispanics in Miami, they're okay with violent criminals being deported, cartel members, drug dealers, things like that. What they're not comfortable, and they let the world know in Miami that they're not comfortable with, a guy who hasn't done anything, who has a family here, who came here 30 years ago, just being snatched up off the street.
This is Mayor-elect Eileen Higgins after the win last night.
Well, we did it. Buenas noches, Miami.
Throwing a little Spanish there at the end with the last name Higgins. But you take a broader view on this, Shelley, is the fluid Democratic Hispanic vote obviously shifted toward the Republicans and President Trump last November. But you see this as a canary in the coal mine, that the Republicans are quickly losing that Hispanic vote.
Hispanics are the smartest voters. They're smarter than any other demographic group. They're not married to a party, which is the way we all should be, myself included. I would include myself. These guys date. They'll date a Republican, they'll date a Trump, they'll date a Republican candidate, they'll date a Democrat, and whoever gives them what they want, they will vote for. And if you promise something and you don't deliver, or you change the policy which you ran on, which they supported, they will quickly go date the other party. And that's the smartest way to be a voter, because that's how you ensure getting what you want every single time. And if neither party is speaking to them, they'll just simply stay home because they know there's another election coming around the corner. And that's what we're seeing here. Hispanics overwhelmingly voted for Trump because they want to get rid of violent, criminal, illegal immigrants, period. When they see abuelas and housekeepers and landscapers who've done nothing wrong, who have been here 20, 30 years, who've raised kids here, that went on to college and now work here, just getting snatched up off the street while going to a immigration meeting to get the paperwork done on their green cards, they're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to punish you very heavily, and I'm going to punish you at every level.
And the Republican running for the mayor of Miami was punished. He lost 59-41. Again, the first time Miami has elected a Democrat mayor, since the turn of the century, since the 25 years, it's been a Republican held, and just lost 59-41. That being said, Shelley, what do Republicans need to do to get the Hispanic vote back before the 2026 midterms?
Start pushing back. Stop saying that they broke the law because they're illegal. That's not the pushback you want to say. And start pushing back against ICE just rolling around, snatching people up off the street. There's a way you can deport criminal, violent, illegal immigrants. There's a way you can do that. But supporting people being snatched up off the street is one way. And I think also what Republicans can do, not only here in the state of Georgia, but all across the country, is do what you said you're going to do when you ran. That simple thing, keeping a promise and not relying on President Trump to say he's kept promises, but the Republican Party to keep promises, I think that'll go a long way. I remember Republicans talking about repealing and replacing Obamacare since 2012, 2014, and I still haven't seen a plan from them. And now they're embracing Obamacare subsidies and want to continue those. I get it, but you still haven't presented a plan. And here in the state of Georgia, I think what we need to do is understand Republicans need to, I'll use a sports analogy that you do a lot, Mark, is that play like you're behind, because you really are.
Yeah.
And Republicans in the state of Georgia have a majority, but you need to start campaigning and talking to voters like you're behind, because you've gotten too comfortable and you haven't kept your promises, and you've literally started to legislate for big business here in the state of Georgia.
Shelley, you mentioned President Trump. I want to end with this. This is President Trump last night in Pennsylvania.
They have a new word. They always have a hoax. The new word is affordability. So they look at the camera and they say, This election is all about affordability.
President Trump downplaying our affordability and economic concerns. Is that the right move heading up to the midterms?
It reminds me of how Republican pundits went after Joe Biden for telling people that the economy was fine. And now I'm looking at Trump doing it, and I'm watching Fox News saying, yeah, the economy is fine. And I'm like, huh? Didn't we just slam a guy for lying to the people? It's laughable. This whole thing is laughable. And one thing I will say, anybody that thinks Donald Trump being on a campaign trail for them in the general election anywhere in the state of Georgia is going to be helpful really needs to listen to the Shelley Winter Show.
Oh, it's must listen to 7 to 9 Monday through Friday. Georgia Bulldog dependent, the Shelley Winter Show here on WSB. Final question.
I'm on all week this week.
I saw you at Clark's Christmas Kids in Roswell. You had that Shelley Winter Christmas sweater, and I said, oh man, we need some of those. And Deborah's like, well, where did he get them? Where did you get that made so we can get some of the Mark Arum Show Christmas sweaters done?
Let me check my email, but it popped up on my Facebook page, so I don't really know. It was just popped. My Facebook page pops up with a lot of stuff because I click on everything. And but I will send you the link. But it's pretty well done.
Yeah,
so
it looks
I will
great.
tell you this: when I send that information to Deborah, can I get an extra large Herd Bet sweatshirt placed on my chair?
We have none, but the next order that we place, Vinny's going to take over our merch. We'll make sure that you get an XL Herd Mark Arum Show sweatshirt. It's only fair.
Yes, I need one, and I'll make sure I send that link to where to get that sweater. And we need 17,310 Clark's Christmas Kids gifts. So please, everybody, go to clarkschristmaskids.com, please.
Is this a matching hour from Shelley? You'll donate. You'll match every donation this hour, or no? Am I reading that wrong? All right. He says, I'll talk to you later, Mark. Great stuff, as always, from Shelley Winter. He literally has his finger on the pulse of Georgia politics. All right, we're running a little bit late. I apologize. 10:49. We went long with Shelley. That doesn't mean you need an abbreviated traffic report, though, Mark McKay.
We're doing pretty well overall, Mark. It's construction slowing us, though, on the East Freeway outbound, I-20 eastbound, leaving Panola Road, exit 71. That left lane is lost. Delays almost back to Wesley Chapel. You always have Covington Highway as a way around that. And if you're near the Mall of Georgia, busy time of year and a busy time of day for construction, but it's active on Highway 20, headed westbound just past I-85. That left lane is knocked out, making it pretty difficult working your way on Highway 20 Buford Drive to the mall this morning. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
The FAA says the flight crew was reporting possible smoke in the flight deck.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
Beef prices are going up.
Your 24/7 news source.
They had no ties to a gang, but they were killed by
when
them.
you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Mark Arum here from my friends at Renters Warehouse. Fall is here. The kids back in school. Time to take a quiz. Question 1. If you already own a house with a low interest rate, what's the best way to get even more value from it? Answer, rent it out. Renting already delivers cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits. Now it allows you to keep that low interest rate, and hey, you can always move back in if you want to. Question 2. With Renters Warehouse, do you have to find tenants, collect rent, or handle maintenance calls? No. Renters Warehouse does it all for you. That's why they're Atlanta's leading real estate investment services company. Final question. Do you pay Renters Warehouse a percentage of the rent or a low flat monthly fee? Answer, a low flat monthly fee. For just $115 a month, you can outsource all your management headaches to them. Now, to pass the test, I need you to do one more thing. Go to rwatlanta.com today, book your free home rental price analysis, or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
1-877 Cars for Kids, K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids, donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. No matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids, no matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, it's Mark Arum here. My friends at Rocco's European Garage once again stepping up for the 35th annual Clark's Christmas Kids, helping make sure every child in Georgia's foster care system wakes up with presents this Christmas. Thank you to the team at Rocco's European Garage.
I'm sitting on the dock of the bay.
58 years ago today, one of the great voices of soul music was silenced. Otis Redding was killed along with 6 others when his private plane crashed in Wisconsin. He was only 26. Dock of the Bay was released after his death. First of all, I had no idea that Otis Redding died in a plane crash. I had no idea that he was only 26 when he died. There was no Richie Valens type movie about Otis Redding.
There are movies about it. Maybe not as big, though, yeah. But growing up in Wisconsin, everybody knows this.
Really?
Yeah, because it's right there in Madison.
Akanamawaka? Is that where he went
You
down?
and Hugh Grant. No, it was Madison.
Madison.
Yeah.
Vinny, budding musical star, take Greyhound, man. When you go on tour, avoid these private planes, dude.
Mhm.
I'll get you the Megabus tickets.
Heard.
So many people have musical careers have ended because of
Plane crash.
Yeah, heard. He was only 26.
He was, just a year older than me.
I'm sitting on the dock of
I mean, this
the
song
bay.
is legendary. Listen to that voice. That's not a 26-year-old voice.
I can't do that.
All right, so Vinny, Greyhound and Megabus is for you. I don't want your wonderful aspiring musical career to go awash. Speaking of awash, this is pretty cool. Japanese inventors have come up with a human washing machine. How does this work, Deborah?
So we always hear about Japanese having like the best and newest tech, right? Well, this Japanese startup company has built the first human washing machine. So basically, they're calling it a bathtub with a roof. So it kind of, you lay down in it and you kind of close the hatch over you.
And it does all the work for you?
It uses like sonic wave technology that creates these bubbles and that cleans your whole body, from your feet to your hair and everything. It'll also measure your heart rate, adapts to your mood. So if you're really stressed or, having a chill day, and there's even a dry mode. But if you want to add one to your bathroom, it's going to cost you about $385,000.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's more than the elf costume.
When you go to Japan again, look for a hotel that has one of those.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll wait till the price comes down. I like that. Just lying in there and let the tub clean you. Sounds refreshing. And I'm very lazy, so that could help. All right, when we come back after news, weather, and traffic, going back to D.C., what happened with the Secretary of Defense and the Gang of Eight, and what do we know about the GOP's proposed health care plan? We'll go to D.C. next on The Mark Arum Show.
But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate, right here on 95.5 WSB. Each Saturday, my show covers Atlanta's housing market and all things real estate. Reach out to me for trustworthy residential real estate advice. My team and I at The Agency Atlanta have something amazing for you. The Agency Atlanta's Home Report Card, a free, customized analysis on your home, a secret weapon to get more when the time comes to sell. Know your home's strengths and weaknesses, how your home stacks up against your competition, and when you are most likely to get top dollar. You'll know how to bring your grade up to an A+ and net more money when it's time to move. So if selling your home has even crossed your mind, let me send you the Agency Atlanta's free home report card. This is invaluable information and it's free. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com today to connect with us at the Agency Atlanta. That's InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner at A1 Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. Call A1 Garage Door Service, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
Hey, friends, it's Mark Arum back from my pals at Reliable Heating and Air. Check it out. This season, Reliable Heating and Air is giving up to $2,000 cash back when you upgrade to a high-efficiency water heater and whole home water purification system. $2,000. You want to do one or the other? It's $1,000 cash back. Amazing. For my friends at Reliable, book your free consultation by going to reliableair.com. Stay warm, stay hydrated, stay paid with Reliable.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G Network. This just in. There's been an arrest now in a road rage incident in Gwinnett County along I-85 in Duluth. It left a man with stab wounds. The victim was stabbed by a man in a white van. Now, Corporal Angela Carter tells us that the investigators have been working this case since mid-November, and after going through hours of video from businesses, they identified a suspect.
Yoandre Rincon was identified as a suspect in this case, and he was charged with aggravated assault.
And that victim, Peter Chai, was treated at a local hospital and has since been released. Your weather for today, partly cloudy, breezy, highs around 56, winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour this afternoon, says WSP meteorologist Christina Edwards. Update on a shooting in South Fulton County that sent a 15-year-old to the hospital. Police say it was a robbery attempt. So far, no arrests have been made. The shooting happened in the 4900 block of Delano Road. Officers responding to a call of a person shot. They arrived. They found that teen with a gunshot wound. The 15-year-old transported to the hospital and is in critical condition this morning. In DeKalb County, commissioners signing off on more than $100 million in new spending for long-needed sewer and water improvements.
The money will be used for engineering, design, and construction work on several elements of DeKalb's capital improvement plan. The project's part of a revised consent decree with the federal government that requires the county to complete a series of priority upgrades by 2027. 2007. The county is facing millions in penalties for failure to meet benchmarks from the original federal consent decree in 2011 when the feds determined that DeKalb violated the Clean Water Act and the Georgia Water Quality Control Act due to repeated sanitary sewer overflows and failure to comply with operational and maintenance requirements. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A third judge has now ruled that the grand jury transcripts from Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking case can be made public. The Justice Department has requested to unseal material from those investigations. District Judge Richard Berman reversing his earlier decision to keep the material secret, using a new law that requires the government to open the files on Epstein and his associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. Some people traveling to the U.S. are now going to have to hand over a lot more than just their passports. We get more now from Mike Dabowski.
Visitors from countries including the UK, Japan, and Germany will now have to submit 5 years' worth of social media history as part of their application to the Visa Waiver Program. The Department of Homeland Security is updating that program, which allows people to stay in the U.S. without a visa for up to 2 years.
In addition, applicants have to upload a selfie and register their passport. The FDA investigating more deaths that may be linked to the COVID vaccine. Michael Wallace following that.
The agency is now looking into some adult deaths. Last month, the FDA's top vaccine regulator said the deaths of 10 children had been linked to COVID shots, but he provided no evidence. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder is the editor-at-large for KFF Health News.
There is no definitive evidence that COVID vaccines cause death in children. No definitive evidence that COVID vaccines are dangerous for children.
Former FDA officials say they reviewed the deaths of children and found no link to the COVID vaccine.
Let's check your money. Right now, the Dow is in positive territory, up slightly. NASDAQ is down more than 0.5%. The S&P is also in the red. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the 24-hour traffic center.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Right now, we're watching a slow trek out toward Lithonia on 20 eastbound with that left lane construction on 20 east near Panola Road. 75 south, a little bunched up through Stockbridge from Highway 138 down to trouble off to the side at Hudson Bridge Road, and very slow getting up toward the Mall of Georgia on Highway 20 Beaver Drive northbound. Left lane construction starting at I-85 continues up to Mall of Georgia Boulevard, jamming up that. You can use Highway 124, make your way up to Gravel Springs Road to scoot around that construction. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies, breezy today. Wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. The afternoon high is 56. Chilly for tonight, lows in the low 30s. Trending colder tomorrow with sunny skies, high 49, and back into the upper 50s by Friday.
45 degrees in Doraville and Riverdale. Peachtree City has 46 degrees. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
No, I'll run this town to be near you.
11:04 on this extremely busy news day Wednesday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Arum and crew with you till noon. Coming up in 30 minutes, Kim Commando is going to join us live, talking all things tech with Kim. Longoria, Vinny, you can relax. The Filet-O-Fish sandwiches at McDonald's have been ordered. They should be here within the next 15 minutes. Vinny is going to try his first ever iconic McDonald's Filet-O-Fish sandwich. We'll do that live on the air. Obviously, a lot of big stories still to come. We're going to go check in with News Nation, get the latest on the Russia-Ukraine peace talks. That's coming up in about 20 minutes. And obviously, we're going to continue to follow the top local stories. Big story now, though. We talked about this yesterday on the show that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth was going to meet with the Gang of Eight. We heard reaction from Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer after that meeting.
It was a very unsatisfying briefing. I asked Secretary Hegseth, Secretary of Defense Hegseth, would he let every member of Congress see the unedited videos of the September 2nd strike? His answer, we have to study it. Well, in my view, they've studied it long enough, and Congress ought to be able to see it.
Covering that meeting with the Gang of Eight and the Defense Secretary, joining us on the Mark Arum Show from CBS News, Torian Small. Torian, good morning. As always, thanks for your time.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Chuck Schumer apparently not impressed with that classified briefing with Secretary Hegseth yesterday. What, if anything, did we learn that happened behind closed doors?
Well, listen, going into this, Republicans and Democrats were looking to get clarity, especially considering there were conflicting reports around those strikes that have been happening. The justification for the Trump administration is that the president has designated that these are narco-terrorism or terrorists, so the president has the authority to confirm or approve of these lethal strikes. And we also saw, based on reporting from other outlets at first, the Trump administration and Secretary Hegseth really put the blame at the September 2nd strike on Admiral Bradley. He testified before lawmakers behind closed doors, and then Hegseth's meeting with lawmakers, the Gang of Eight or so, was really to lend more credibility, but also to answer those questions. Coming out of it, though, we're hearing lawmakers say they want Hegseth to testify in an open hearing so the public can also be made privy to these conversations, because all we're really getting outside of this, because they're private conversations, are the interpretations of lawmakers. And it's been pretty varied, considering Republicans stand behind the president's mission, and Democrats are saying that this is bordering on illegality that we're seeing from the administration.
Varying opinions is a polite way to put it. What are the odds, though, Torian, that we do see the secretary in an open briefing where the United States citizens can hear the questions and answers?
Well, it depends on what the pressure campaign looks like over the next couple of weeks, especially leading up to the midterms next year. I would imagine it would behoove the president to give the green light to his Secretary of Defense to do so if there's this intense pressure campaign to get more transparency around the video. The president initially said, when asked, that he would be open to the idea or supportive of all material being released on this, or video evidence being released on this, instead of just the segmented video we got on that September 2nd strike. The president has since walked that back, and Hegseth hasn't indicated that he's willing to do so. But if there's a more bipartisan push, and lawmakers, especially leadership on the Armed Services Committee, ask for it, they could subpoena that to be released. We'll just see what happens in the meantime.
Yeah, those varying opinions. You know, Democrats that have seen the boat strike say it was the worst thing they've ever seen. Republicans have said it's a nothing burger, and I'm just curious if the American public's ever going to get a chance to view for ourselves if it was a serious, possible war crime, or if it truly was nothing. Torian Small from CBS News joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. New reporting this morning from the Washington Post. I don't know if you got a chance to see this. Republican chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, Representative Mike Rogers of Alabama, told reporters this morning that he received all of the information he needed after launching that probe into the narco boat attack, and he said he plans on ending the inquiry. Apparently, he at least he is saying, I've seen enough. We don't need to go into this any further.
Yeah, he's saying, according to Politico, which had the reporting, that it's done, it's over, he's ready to move on, turn the page on that. It's just a matter of, like I said, whether or not there will be a bipartisan pressure campaign outside of him to move forward. Rogers is just one Republican in the House. Of course, he's a high-ranking Republican, but he certainly doesn't speak for Senate Republicans, who have been historically not on the same page with how House Republicans have run things. But I will say, just based off of what we've seen ahead of this statement, it does appear to be some trepidation. There does appear to be some trepidation among Senate Republicans in terms of trusting fully Pete Hegseth. There's been complaints about transparency from the Department of Defense before. So we'll see whether or not they're still willing to go forward, even though Rogers is essentially washing his hands of this.
Another story you're covering on Capitol Hill that probably has a greater impact for the listeners than the narco boat strike is the future of health insurance here in the United States. What's the Senate's plan currently to vote on the expiring health care subsidies? And does the GOP have a plan that they eventually want to enact?
Yeah, so there's what's known as side-by-side, as lawmakers call it, two dueling proposals, essentially, that are set to head to the Senate floor for a vote tomorrow. The first one being the Democrats' proposal. They want to extend these COVID-era Biden tax subsidies for the Affordable Care Act for another 3 years. This was something that was a major part of the government shutdown. It was a huge negotiating chip, and a handful of moderate Democrats ultimately voted to reopen the government for this promise of this vote. The problem, though, is there isn't bipartisan support enough that would see that proposal make it to the finish line or at least get out of the Senate to the House for a vote. And then we have the Senate proposal or Senate Republican proposal that would be federal government cash infusion into what's known as health savings accounts for Americans. This is what the president has been pretty much promoting. He says he wants to pay individuals instead of insurers. So he's not necessarily supportive of expanding those COVID-era subsidies. Instead, he wants to give money directly, kind of as a stimulus, to these health savings accounts that would then be used by Americans for whatever medical expenses that they need.
Yeah, the president mentioned that on Air Force One last night.
I love the idea of money going directly to the people, not to the insurance companies, going directly to the people. It can be in the health savings account. It can be a number of different ways, and the people go out and buy their own insurance.
So is that the entire GOP plan, what President Trump's talking about there, or is there something bigger in the works?
Well, the House Republican Conference is looking to unveil a proposal today after they meet. They have a bunch of different pathways and proposals that are being rumored and floated. So the plan, according to Leader Scalise, is for the conference to meet today and vote on which proposal they can find consensus on. Then they'll push that to the floor for a vote. But I should also say that Republican Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania has a bipartisan plan that would see an extension through 2027. There are other measures as well included in that, but I think that's the top line that would gain the most traction. The question is whether or not the vast majority of Republicans in the House would support something like that, especially considering many of them want to limit the subsidies, the eligibility for it, and ultimately the timeline for it as well.
Never a dull day in D.C. Capitol reporter Torian Small from CBS. Great stuff as always, Torian. Have a fantastic day, buddy.
Thanks, you too.
Any new developments on either of those huge stories, we'll, of course, provide them throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. This is an interesting story. It involves AI. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let Deborah explain the story. A police department, at least one, maybe more, will start using AI to do something that has never been done before, Deborah.
So this is in Arizona, Goodyear, Arizona. They have a sketch artist available, as you see in movies, and you guys have hired one, right?
That's right.
They've got a sketch artist, but he doesn't get used that often. It's not like he's there every day. He just gets called in. So now they decided to use AI to create images of suspects. Now, the only problem is AI needs to learn from something. So what it does is it pulls in all the information from mugshots that they've already have or information, and they're saying it can be a little biased because they might have just one type of criminal.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put in that information, it kind of spits out the same type of thing. But they've released some photos before, and they've had positive feedback so far. More people are interested in the picture than just a drawing. They'll have a little more response to that picture.
So it's not the AI whatever mechanism isn't coming up with a sketch like a sketch artist.
It's coming up with an actual photo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That changes things then. If it's more accurate, I want to test this out. Like, they should be able to test this out, see who's more accurate, a sketch artist or the AI generating a picture, an actual, like, fake photo. And
should we give him the info that you had for Hector?
Yeah, that sketch artist. I mean, he tried his best, but that didn't look anything like Hector. And maybe that was me just putting bad info on there. But a sketch artist takes a while, right? We had the sketch artist in studio. It took a long time. AI, Deborah, boom.
Mm-hmm.
You put in
how accurate are you with remembering people's details? That's the thing.
Yeah,
You're
not
still
good.
asking a third person for details.
Speaking of police activity, I was rewatching Downton Abbey, and there's an episode, no spoiler, but one of the characters gets called into Scotland Yard in London to do a police lineup. Are police lineups still a thing? They are?
They are in Special Victims Unit.
But in real life, are they? Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
Have you ever been involved in a police lineup, whether you had to identify someone or?
No, I've never had to do that, no.
I've never been either. Knock on wood. Remember Kramer was working part-time as a fill-in on the police lineups? That'd be a pretty cool side gig. I just don't know if they're still a thing. We do have a lot of police officers that listen. Slide into my DMs officers and let me know, are police lineups still a thing? Or has anyone out there ever been a part of, either in front of the mirror or behind the mirror? The best fictional police lineup has to be in Usual Suspects, where they get in there. Oh, God, I love that scene. They start cracking up. The guy hits him. He said, what are you saying? Speak English. What are we doing? That was a great scene. Anyway, I just had that. I was watching Downton Abbey. I'm like, I've never known anyone that has ever been called into or to witness a police lineup. And I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. Maybe they ended during COVID. What did they do for police lineups during COVID? Did everyone wear the mask?
You had to be 6 feet apart.
6 feet apart. Everyone had to wear a mask. Just things that pop into my head. Are police lineups still a thing? At Mark Arum, if you want to hit me up in my DMs, MarkArum. When we come back, an update on the Russia-Ukraine peace talks. Tom Dempsey from News Nation's going to join us live. Right now, though, live in Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Hello and good morning, Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, buddy. Right now, watching the volume in the work zone, getting out through DeKalb County. It's that left lane construction, the daily stuff out there. 20 eastbound, passing Panola Road, exit 71. Also, busy time of year up near the Mall of Georgia. Made worse right now with left lane construction. Buford Drive, Highway 20 north or westbound between I-85 and Mall of Georgia Boulevard. That's why you're stacked in as you leave Old Peachtree Road. 85 southbound, scattered brake lights out of Duluth into Norcross from Highway 316 to Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Traffic brought to you by Total Joint Specialists. Is hip or knee pain slowing you down? Find relief with internationally renowned hip and knee care right here in Georgia. Visit TotalJointSpecialists.com today and get back to doing what you love. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
The way you should live your life is look at the way they're doing it at D.C. and then just run.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
Other people are getting away with it, so you should get away with it.
Eric Von Hessler. Today at 3.
Well, your best day ever would have been a Tuesday. Who knows?
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, friends, you can have a stress-free holiday meal that's sure to impress. It's Mark Arum back from my friends at Publix. Just heat and serve for a traditional feast that will leave your guests satisfied. Order now and make your holiday gathering one to remember. It includes tender pork roast, about 5 pounds, flavored with a mojo blend of grapefruit, lemon, orange, garlic, onion, and oregano, rice and pigeon peas, plantains with bacon and onion, plus a Publix Bakery Dulce de Leche milk-infused bar cake. Don't forget, though, items require advanced ordering.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Well, Chris, as you know, time just keeps on ticking. We're putting another year under our belt, so it seems like a really good time to take stock of our financial lives and put together that plan that's built to last.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Pain has a way of stealing the moments that matter the most, especially during the holidays. Not just your knees, back, or shoulder. It's your time with family and friends. But in 2026, that could all change when your body remembers how to heal. It just needs a little help finding the way back. QC Kinetics here in Atlanta believes relief doesn't have to come from surgery or pain pills. They use your own body's natural healing abilities to repair and restore what's been lost, helping you move, live, and feel like yourself again. It's your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery, just your body remembering how to feel alive again. QC Kinetics delivers long-term relief. Finally, make the new year your turning point where pain stops defining you. Schedule your free consultation today. Now's a great time to use your HSA and FSA for treatments. Call 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
He's ready to acknowledge on a de facto basis, not by legal recognition, that Russia's in control of 20% of Ukraine. And he's willing to have a ceasefire on that basis. It's Putin who refuses.
That's John Herbst, former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, updating the ongoing peace talks. Joining us live on the Mark Arum Show from News Nation, Tom Dempsey. Tom, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, good morning. I'm actually at the Capitol right now. A busy day on this front when it comes to the Ukraine war. European press reports saying President Trump actually spoke over the phone earlier today with the leaders of the United Kingdom, France, and Germany, all about these ongoing peace talks. And obviously, Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky also saying that these talks are continuing with the U.S., saying that there's going to be a revised peace plan, possibly given over to a U.S. negotiating team later today. So, again, pretty busy on this negotiating front right now. And President Zelensky himself saying he hopes the war could potentially come to an end as soon as this week.
We heard from Don Jr. that his dad, it's not without the realm of possibility that his dad could just walk away from Ukraine. I'm sure that raised European eyebrows.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some concerns we've heard from European leaders that the U.S. could, quote, abandon Ukraine. And that's there's been sort of like this rift between President Trump and some European leaders recently. Obviously, he has a good relationship with the leader of the United Kingdom and Italy, but some of them are concerned that, the U.S. might stop funding, helping out Ukraine, I should say, with this war effort right now. So these talks have really picked up some momentum in recent weeks. We've seen the United States team with Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff really amping up some of these talks between the two sides. But this war really not going away anytime soon. But President Trump really wants to see a deal to end this war.
Ukrainian President Zelensky in London the other day said they are not open to ceding any land to Russia. To me, that's the biggest hurdle right now in these negotiations is who's going to get land after the war.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing, there's two sides to this negotiating right now. You have Ukraine and Russia. One of the biggest demands coming in from Russia right now is for, for Ukraine to hand over the entire eastern Donbass region. And right now, to put it into some perspective, right now, Russian troops occupy most of that region, not all, but obviously a very tough hill for Ukraine to swallow. They don't want to give up any sort of land, and they flat out reject that demand from from Russia. But on the flip side of this, what's Ukraine looking for? They really want to see security guarantees that can help prevent a future invasion by Russian forces, as well as a plan for reconstruction, because there's all sorts of damage, as you can imagine, after multiple years of war. And that war is still very much being fought literally at this minute over in Europe.
Great point. Tom Dempsey, News Nation. Tom, great stuff. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see. We'll see what this new peace proposal entails. Coming up 3 minutes away from news, weather, and traffic. When we get back, talking tech with Kim Commando and Vinny. Going to sample his first ever iconic McDonald's fish fillet. Social media is up and active at Mark Airman at WSB Radio.
Don't delay peace of mind. Ace Hardware Home Services makes it simple to upgrade your heating, cooling, or plumbing with financing that works for your budget. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com. Ace Hardware Home Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Football season and True Atlanta Fashion Renters Warehouse going big by stuffing 24 football puns in one ad. Hope your radio's got good reception, folks. Now huddle up and listen to their pitch. If you manage your own rental property, time out, time to sack yourself and bring in backups, because giving the ball to Renters Warehouse Atlanta a much better option. Tired of fumbling around, playing defense, and penalizing your family by working overtime? They've got the playbook for success. So just hand off your property management to them and kick back while they tackle the grunt work. Their special teams know how to handle the details and help you avoid the unnecessary roughness of managing a rental. They'll screen your tenants, make sure you receive the rent on time, and help you move maintenance calls to the sidelines. One extra point: once you see how Renters Warehouse Atlanta makes property management a snap, your happiness will spike. Don't take a knee. Take control. Go to rwatlanta.com today or call 404-662-2322. That's 404-662-2322. And that is good for Renters Warehouse Atlanta.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. To claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now, 404-400-1170.
Each day at Ronald McDonald House Atlanta, we see caregivers walk through our doors with tear-stained faces, siblings with sleepy eyes from a long travel day, and the nervous yet brave smile of a child facing circumstances they can't yet understand. While these families are fighting for their children, we're here to help keep them strong. This is not just where they stay, it is where they're held. It is where they carry each other. Support families. Donate today at ronaldmcdonaldhouseatl.org.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Main Street Auto. This is new this half hour. A mother has been sentenced to life without parole in DeKalb County for beating her 4-year-old son to death because he wouldn't use the toilet. 43-year-old Sophia Williams was found guilty earlier this year of malice murder, 2 counts of felony murder, and 4 counts of cruelty to children. DeKalb police found 4-year-old Anthony Weiss dead at an apartment in Decatur on the morning of March 6, 2022. A 13-year-old who was in the home at the time told officers that Williams, quote, whooped the boy when he wouldn't use the bathroom. Your weather for today, partly cloudy, breezy, highs around 56. Some of those winds could be gusting up to 30 miles an hour out of the southwest. We'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. There's been an arrest in a road rage incident in Gwinnett County along I-85 in Duluth that sent a man to the hospital with stab wounds. The victim, stabbed by a man in a white van.
He exited his van and made contact with Chai at his the driver's side window. They began arguing, and during the argument, Rincon pulled out a knife and stabbed Chai in the chest.
As Corporal Angela Carter, she says investigators had been working this case since mid-November. After going through hours and hours of video from businesses, they were able to identify the suspect.
Yoandre Rincon was identified as a suspect in this case, and he was charged with aggravated assault.
And the victim, Peter Chai, was treated at a local hospital and has since been released. There will be a town hall tonight in DeKalb County to talk about proposed data center regulations. County commissioners want to hear from the community. The meeting getting underway at 6 tonight at the Porter Sanford Auditorium in Decatur. The county commission considering regulations for data centers and a moratorium on applications for facilities. A vote expected on that ordinance next Tuesday. Democratic Congresswoman Haley Stevens is moving forward on a vow to introduce an article of impeachment against Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Stevens formally introducing that motion today, saying that his actions and public remarks are, quote, a public health and safety issue. Her impeachment attempt, though, virtually no chance of advancing through the Republican-controlled House. And a new study shows the risk of women getting long-term heart disease was 80% higher in people with uterine fibroids. Fibroids are benign growths that form from the muscle tissue of the uterus. Nearly 26 million premenopausal women in the U.S. are impacted by uterine fibroids. This study, published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, went on for a decade, and it involved more than 2.5 million women here in the U.S. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is currently up 224 at 47,784. So the Dow is up almost 0.5%. NASDAQ is down slightly, and the S&P is in the green, but only slightly. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Hey, Sabrina. Still watching the slow ride into DeKalb County. It's that left lane construction bogging you down. 20 eastbound, getting past Panola Road, exit 71. Traffic Trooper Lee called this in. I see it on the jam cam. Authorities dealing with a little bit of a brush fire. They're impacting the right lane up near the Mall of Georgia. 85 southbound, getting past Highway 20, exit number 115. And on Highway 20, Buford Drive northbound, it's that left lane, one or two left lanes blocked with construction, getting past I-85 up to Mall of Georgia Boulevard, jamming up the ride from Old Peachtree Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies, breezy today. Highs in the mid-50s, dropping down into the low 30s for tomorrow morning. Trending colder tomorrow afternoon, even with the sunshine, high 49. Friday, a big warm-up on the way with highs near 60.
48 degrees in Marietta. It's 47 in Milton. Ackworth has 50 degrees right now. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Don't be late because you crowdsourced your commute with a navigation app.
This might become a travel advisory. Yeah, they're in two left lanes.
Depend on us.
See some delays if they shut that ramp down.
Make sure you get where you need to be on time.
Jam starting at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street.
Local and dependable traffic 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
WSB Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
It has made a big difference that Congress did pass this Epstein Files Transparency Act.
That's law professor Lori Levinson. A third judge has ruled that grand jury transcripts from Epstein's sex trafficking case can be made public. We'll update that. And Kim Commando live next on the Mark Arum Show.
Belinda Skelton here, and I'm with Troy Pensa. Took me up on my free offer of a heart scan from Virtual Imaging and has an incredible story to tell.
I had actually signed up for an Ironman triathlon. As a proactive measure, I went to Virtual Imaging to get my heart scan done. Turns out that my score was a little higher than anticipated. Luckily, my primary care physician took serious notice of it, referred me to a cardiologist. I had my stress test and found out I had 3 blockages.
You weren't having any symptoms.
As an athlete and somebody who's been active my entire life, I never thought that I would even have a remote blockage, but turns out that it's hereditary.
You didn't even experience any chest pains?
None whatsoever.
Wow, that's the scary part. What are you waiting for? Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan with few minimum requirements. If not for yourself, then do it for a loved one. Call now at 770-678-SCAN or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com. 770-678-SCAN.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Save big on Kroger brand Hickory Smoked Spiral Bone-In Ham. On sale for just $1.99 a pound with your card. Limit 2. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today. 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Annuities, non-advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
If you're seeing cracks in the walls upstairs, downstairs, or outside, maybe even a door not closing, call the Foundation Repair Specialist. Hi, it's Mark Beckham here with Atlanta Ramjack, and we are your leading foundation repair experts. Set up your free estimate right now at atlantaramjack.com.
She's a lady.
11:37 on the Mark Arum Show, minutes away, much to Vinny's chagrin. Vinny Drip is going to try his first ever iconic McDonald's Filet-O-Fish sandwich. Vinny, hold on. We got to talk to Kim Commando first. She joins us live on the program. Kim, good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm great, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Have you ever had a McDonald's Filet-O-Fish sandwich, by the way?
Never.
Never? All right.
I'm one of these people that you never want to have dinner with because, like, I'll have the salmon center cut, cooked in olive oil, no butter. You know, that one of those people.
Well, that's why you're healthy and you look great and everything. So if I Uber Eats a Filet-O-Fish to the Kim Commando studios, you're going to pass anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting. Full disclosure, I am going to get a rental car this Christmas and drive from Atlanta to see my parents in Connecticut because I'm taking the dog with me. I don't want to make a rental car mistake that everyone is making. What do I need to avoid, Kim?
You want to avoid pulling out a charging cable and then plugging your phone directly into the rental's USB.
Oh, okay.
And everybody wants to do it because you need ways to make sure that you avoid all the traffic and the cop stops and good things like that, and Spotify to keep you awake. But the screen's going to pop up and say, sync contacts, allow access to data, and everybody's in a rush, and you just say, sure. But when you pair your phone via Bluetooth or you plug it in for CarPlay or Android Auto, the car doesn't just play your music. It gets your entire contact list, your call history, all your text messages, your navigation. And I can't tell you how often I get into a rental and just for giggles, I'll hit the phone button and see a previous renter's entire life. Like one time
You can access that, really?
Oh, yeah, because if you don't delete it, it's all there. And so, like, last time I got in a rental, I saw, like, this guy called his cardiologist 3 times in a row. I was like, oh, I hope his guy's okay, type of thing.
That's not right, Kim. That's horrible.
Yeah, so what you want to do is when the car asks you to download your phone book, just say no. You can still use CarPlay for maps and music without giving the car everybody that's in there.
So as long as I decline, like, even if just hooking up with Bluetooth, not plugging into the actual car, if I agree to download my contacts, they get all my info.
Exactly. They get everything. And so if you need power, don't use the USB port. You want to bring a cigarette lighter adapter if the car still has a cigarette lighter. Or a portable power bank. But a lot of cars, they just wanted you to plug in just by that USB.
Eesh.
Now, if you do this and you're like, oh, maybe I did actually sync the contacts up, get into the car's settings, and you, just like in your computer or anywhere else, there's phone Bluetooth device list. Find your phone's name. Mine is My Little Phony.
Lovely.
And then hit delete or forget device.
So I've got a couple of follow-ups, Kim. I'm fascinated by this story. So when I borrow my wife's car, I hook up to her Bluetooth, so she has access to all my stuff.
100%.
Oh, well, I have nothing to hide. Maya, go ahead and look through all my stuff. But actually, I had to forget her device in her car one time. I forgot what was going on, but I couldn't hook up to Bluetooth, or she wanted to hook up hers, and so I just said, forget this device. Now I can't be discoverable in her car anymore, which is very frustrating. Is there something I can do to make my phone discoverable again?
That is a major hassle. I don't know if you've done this, is that instead of using just Bluetooth, is to actually use a USB cable and to force that pairing. And if you have to, make sure that you also get into all the devices you have removed, everything. But I have found that in my car, sometimes if I can't pair with Bluetooth, if I actually use a hard wire, that I can actually force that connection.
Interesting. All right, just have to hardwire that up. Kim Commando joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Apologies to the number of law firms that advertise on WSB Radio, but you say stop paying lawyers by the hour.
Well, I read this fascinating piece, we'll throw the Wall Street Journal under the bus, about how AI is turning this whole paying by the hour ancient model upside down. And I actually wrote about this, and my lawyer sent me a text yesterday and said, "You're killing me, Kim. You're killing me." Okay? Because AI is doing a lot of the grunt work faster and better than a lot of humans. And so if an attorney charges $500 an hour to, say, review client contracts and documents and email texts and everything for a case, and maybe it take him or her 20 hours to go through it all, well, that's a $10,000 bill. But now that same lawyer can upload the documents into an AI tool that will read them, flag the risks, and summarize all of it in about 45 seconds.
Wow.
And so do you pay $10,000, or if they're billing by the hour, that's $4.16? Okay.
Let me guess what the lawyer's going to charge.
So, but a lot of firms are pivoting. So instead of billing for time, they're shifting to flat fees because of artificial intelligence. So maybe you'll pay $2,000 for a contract, $5,000 for a divorce, $10,000 for a complicated will. Now, of course, lawyers went to school, they passed the bar, they're putting their license on the line, and AI does hallucinate. So we do need humans to separate the facts. But I, for one, love predictable pricing. I just think that's amazing. And maybe even a quicker turnaround. But it's not just lawyers. I mean, think about this. Anyone who trades time for money on AI tasks that AI tasks can crush, rather, consultants, expert witnesses, designers, CPAs. I mean,
but are they really going to disclose that they didn't spend an hour, that it just took, 2 minutes and 12 seconds?
Well, I'll tell you what I do with my lawyers here in town, and my lawyer charges $750 an hour. Okay, it's ridiculous. I know that. Is that, for example, I am doing, I have a lawyer because of maybe I think some potential fraud.
Yeah.
And so I collected all the documents. I ran the Python scripts. I put it all into AI and said, give me a summarize and tell me what's going on with this. And is this in fact fraud? And then I did it on 3 different AI platforms, and they all came back and said, yes, Kim, this is fraud. And I compiled all that up, and I sent it off to the lawyer, so he only had to write the letter based on my research.
You did the legwork. Wow, fascinating. Yes. Wow, that's amazing, Kim. All right, Kim, give me some Christmas cash. Well, not me, the listeners.
Oh, you can't get any Christmas cash. You're related, kind of, almost. But I'm giving away up to $500 gift cards every single day. Every single day through December 20th, up to $500. And then you also get a chance to win $1,000 gift cards too. So where you go? winfromkim.com. That's winfromkim.com. No purchase required.
Kim, fantastic stuff as always. Winfromkim.com. So this is we're not going to chat again before Christmas because I'm going to be on vacation.
Face.
So happy early Christmas to you, Kim. Thanks so
Thank
much
you.
for all you do for all of us in here in Atlanta.
You betcha. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you. Winfromkim.com, and get you some Christmas cash from the legend that is Kim Commando. All right, breaking news here on the Mark Arum Show. Very excited and somewhat dubious.
Where is Hector?
Joining us live in studio, down south Vinny Bag of Donuts, who admitted on the air the other day that he had never had the iconic Filet-O-Fish sandwich from McDonald's. This is the truth, Ruth. You've never had it, Vin.
This is the truth.
Yeah, and then we heard from Alex Williams, who I just assumed, as a fast food junkie like me, had the McDonald's Filet-O-Fish. You, Alex, have never had it either.
No, I've had the Chick-fil-A one you brought.
Rest in
me
peace
before,
to the
but,
Chick-fil-A fish sandwich.
Not the McDonald's one.
All right, so for the first time ever, Vinny and Alex going to lose their Filet-O-Fish virginity live on the Mark Arum Show. 2 just delivered from the Northside Drive McDonald's. Vinny, first appearances. What do you think? What does it look like?
It's smaller than what I thought it would be.
It's not a big sandwich. You're going to need 2 of them.
sandwich.
You're like deconstructing it there.
It was a little falling apart.
Now, for the record, you like seafood. You like fried fish. Like,
Correct.
there's nothing here that should retard your taste or your review of this. All right, take your first bite, Vin.
Go in for it.
All right, here we go.
All right, Vinny. Initial reaction to the iconic President Trump loves the filet of fish?
Need some more tartar sauce.
Not enough tartar sauce on
Dry.
there. Dry AF, says Vinny. All right, extra tartar sauce. But overall, what's the taste? Is it okay?
No, it's a good fish sandwich, though.
It's a good fish
It's a good
sandwich.
fish
Alex
sandwich.
Williams?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. I think I have a little more tartar sauce than you, so I'm a fan.
Ooh.
You sure you've never had it? And you're
I really
doing
don't.
this for
I've
a
never
free
been to
sandwich?
McDonald's and ever ordered this. Ever.
All right, there you go. All right, so instant review, Vinny, 10 of 10, 8 of 10. What are you doing?
Okay, I got into the tartar sauce. 7 out of 10 is good.
7 out of 10.
Mhm.
Alex?
Like 6.5 out of 10.
6.5. You're an aristocrat. All right,
Wow.
there you go. And when you guys grow up a little bit, you can do what Longoria get, the double fish sandwich.
Yeah, 'cause that's
Big
too
Mac
small.
fish.
That's not enough.
That is small.
I say to get 2 of them. I have extras there. All right. Congratulations, guys,
Thank you.
on losing your filet of fish virginity, courtesy of the McDonald's on Northside Drive. And shout out to Uber Eats for delivering here, still piping hot and fresh. You got something to say, Alex? No?
I think this is great.
All right. Thank you. Did you want to
Thank
say?
you.
There you go.
You're
All
a good man.
Thank you.
All
Take
right.
one home for sober.
Do you want to do traffic in here?
Yeah, I can do it right here.
You got enough fish sandwich out of your mouth?
Absolutely.
All right. 11:47, fresh off his first ever Filet-O-Fish. How we doing on the roads, Alex?
Getting slow through Stockbridge. Mark found a crash. It's mostly on the left shoulder, 75 southbound, right before Hudson Bridge Road, exit 224. You're watching the brake lights, leaving I-675. They made quick work of the brush fire up by the Mall of Georgia, 85 southbound, right at Buford Drive, exit 115. All lanes are back open, but Buford Drive northbound, extra slow trying to get up to the Mall of Georgia due to construction in the left lanes right underneath I-85. You're slow leaving Old Peachtree Road. You can use Highway 124 to get around that. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
When we came up with the idea for Clark's Christmas Kids 35 years ago, I told myself we were going to help every foster child across the state. But we need your help. To find out how you can make a child's Christmas wishes come true, visit WSBRadio.com.
A special thanks to our friends at Scana Energy, Rocco's European Garage, and Finlay Roofing for their continued support of Clark's Christmas Kids.
My wake-up call came during the holidays 3 years ago. Like many of you out there will be doing this time of year, I was savoring all the holiday stuff with my parents. It's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. I remember we were preparing a holiday meal and I saw my dad really struggling with a boiling pot on the stove. It was that moment that I knew I had to explore home care options for my folks. This holiday season, as you enjoy precious time with your aging parents, you too might notice some small signs as they struggle with day-to-day tasks. A little more forgetful, having trouble remembering to take their meds. If your aging parents are clear that they want to age in place in the comfort of their homes, please Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta and request a call. It's 100% free, and it's a crucial step in getting your parents what they need for their care, allowing you, their child, to do your role and just love them. Google Four Seasons Home Care.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-Ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-Ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well. And I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, Call us.
The Portfolio X-ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Been wanting a new deck for your home? Something that's built just the way you want it? But you're scared to pull the trigger? I can help you with that. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. Right now, Ben Hill Renovations are offering special financing. No interest if you pay in full within the 18 months promo period. You're welcome. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free. Merry Christmas.
Compared to some of the giants of history who have received this prize, Schweitzer and King, Marshall, and Mandela, my accomplishments are slight.
Yeah, it's Nobel Peace Prize season. That was President Obama 16 years ago accepting his Nobel Peace Prize. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show, 11:53. Great job by Vinny and Alex. How about Alex? I trained him so well. He went from down in a filet-of-fish sandwich to doing a traffic report like that. I take credit for that. I trained Alex Williams. Speaking of traffic, I had some strange mushrooms go to my backyard the other day, Deborah.
Did Soba find them?
Well, I didn't want to make sure, so I took a picture and texted them to Ashley Frasca, host of Green and Growing. I said, hey, Ashley, are these edible, right? Because I don't want her to get sick, and I wasn't going to eat them, but I just want to make sure she did, that Soba didn't eat them. And she wrote back, they're poisonous, don't eat them, which leads me to this story. The so-called death cap mushroom has tragically lived up to its name. ABC's Jim Ryan says one person has died and nearly 24 have been sickened in the past month after eating the fungus.
The current rash of poisonings has centered on the Monterey and San Francisco Bay areas, but the death cap is found in other parts of the country as well. That variety of wild mushroom and others account for about 7,400 poisonings each year, with 1,300 emergency room visits and, on average, 3 fatalities.
All right, listen. The name of the mushroom is called the death cap mushroom. What are you doing? Are you trying to get high? Are you hungry? What are you doing out in San Francisco? They're like, oh, let me just eat these mushrooms willy-nilly growing on the ground. I have no sympathy. It's called the death cap mushroom. Text Ashley Frasca before you eat a mushroom. Should I give out Ashley's cell phone so everyone can text her?
Yeah, she'll love that.
Yeah. Anyway, Ashley, Green and Growing this Saturday live from the Walmart Clark's Christmas Kids, Pleasant Hill Road in Duluth. So we're going to be out there starting at 6 a.m. You can donate online at Clark's Christmas Kids or WSBRadio.com. Still over 17,000 toys needed. If we don't get that number, Clark might drop an F-bomb. I doubt it. I doubt he ever says the F-bomb. Deborah, what countries use the F word the most?
Well, they were doing some research, and this is all English-speaking countries, so you don't have to worry about like Finland or Sweden or anything like that. In English-speaking countries, the USA drops the F-bomb the most, followed by the UK, which is shocking because if you ever watch a British TV show, and then Australia comes in third. For some reason, South Africa
has a plethora of unbelievable
great swear words.
Yeah. So USA, we're number one. Quick trivia question, geographical trivia question. What's the largest city in the United States? This is for star of the show. Largest city in the world that has 0 roads. The largest city in the world that has 0 roads. Any guesses? Deborah says Vatican City. Good guess, and you're close.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Vatican City.
Naples. No, Venice.
Wait, no, Naples has roads.
Venice.
I've been in Naples. Yeah.
Venice, Italy.
Okay. Oh,
because
it's all canals. Wasn't that a great trivia question?
It is.
Yeah.
That was the fact of the day.
I hope that wasn't anyone's fact of the day.
Longoria's fact of the day.
No, I have a more boring one. The Dewey Decimal System Day today, National Dewey Decimal System, massive global reach, used by over 200,000 libraries in more than 135 countries, making it the world's most popular library classification, and it's translated into 30 languages.
I think it's got to be dead soon, right?
Who uses that anymore?
You have AI chatbots like
I
the
don't
teens
even know how to
use.
use it.
All right, good job on the fact of the day. Let's see if that is enough to earn you a star of the show. No.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Arum?
No, it was close. I'm going to pull back the one I gave to Mike Shields earlier. Mr. Cement Mixer, because he passive-aggressively kept saying wrecker during his reports. So, sorry, Mike, you had it and you lost it. Torian Small joined us live from D.C. from CBS. Karen Travers, ABC News White House correspondent. Shelley Winter joined us live. Great stuff from Shelley. Make sure you listen to him, 7 to 9. Tom Dempsey from News Nation. Kim Commando. I just spent $80 on fish sandwiches. I'm going to give myself one. We're going to get that social media posted of Vinny eating his first ever Filet-O-Fish up on the socials at Mark Arum, Markarum. Big show tomorrow, including political analyst Stephen Lawson. Hope you stay safe. Have a great Wednesday. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Atlanta.
To a simpler place.